Well, looks like we're back, ladies and gentlemen. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like we're back. All right, all right. Looks like we won the appeal. I do apologize for that. Looks like Zeus won the appeal, ladies and gentlemen. And so, Brandon, come on back, Brandon. I mean, wow, wow, wow. You just never know. You can't keep a good person down, ladies and gentlemen. You can't keep a good person down. I do apologize. It looks like the appeal, I won the appeal. Whoever's doing that or whatever triggered that, it is what it is, all right? So let's get back to what we were talking about, ladies and gentlemen, all right? I mean, we don't got all morning to do this. Where was I at? Brandon, please send Zeus a guest request. It doesn't matter.
Politician with a radical ideology. And we know by her inaction, we know she does not care about working people, about the middle class.
So where I was at, ladies and gentlemen, was yesterday, Donald Trump, then after demanding Kamala Harris do an interview at his rally in Potterville, Michigan, he decides, you know what, let me go ahead and get a little deeper into my disrespect towards our men and women in uniform. All right, listen to what he says.
The American citizen, she does not respect you. Ask the families of the 13 incredible service member heroes who died during the surrender of Afghanistan, which was surrendered by Kamala and Sleepy Joe, whether or not Kamala Harris cares about our young people and our military. Those incredible parents and sisters and brothers, they asked me to go yesterday to Arlington, and I did. And while I was there for a long time, it was very tough to get to because I was not in a good position to get there. It was very far away, but I did. I made it and I got there right on time. And I spent a lot of time there. And while I was there, those families that asked me to be there, as they said, 3 families plus 1 soldier who was horrifically injured.
So Donald Trump is still trying to explain why he believes it was acceptable for him to stand on the graves of these brave men and women and do his little thumbs up photo op. And he's trying to say that's him showing that he cares about our men and women in uniform. But that's not how it's interpreted. And poll numbers released on Fox yesterday that veterans, women in uniform, they're not supporting Donald Trump. No matter what he says, they're not going to support him.
Both legs and an arm. And they asked me if I would be there, so I went. And while we were there, they said, could you take pictures over the grave of my son, my sister, my brother? Would you take pictures with us, sir? I said.
So he's saying they asked him to take pictures of these graves and for him to do exactly what he did. This is corruption. This is evil. This is sick. This is disgusting. This is a disrespectful individual who is not a patriot.
Absolutely, I did.
My friend Kamala is coming up on one of the...
And then I said farewell, I said goodbye. And last night I read that I was using the site to politic. That I used it to politic. This all comes out of Washington, just like all of these prosecutors come out of Washington.
So he disrespects our troops yesterday at his rally in Potterville, Michigan. And then last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring this last part of his speech up. All right, we're going to get to the 58-minute mark. I want you to listen to the criminal. All right. You know, they say it's a prosecutor versus convicted felon. Listen to how the convicted felon talks.
A hand by gross incompetence, and not one general or incompetent bureaucrat was fired for the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. And then they accused me of having a picture taken at the tombstone with the family because they loved the president. They love me and I love them. I got to know them. Ask the cops in the street trying to protect you from murderers and rapists and thugs if Kamala Harris cares about law-abiding citizens.
Wow.
Remember to fund the police. Ask the families of women raped and murdered by illegal aliens and the teenagers cut to shreds by gangs
See
from
what
El
I'm saying?
Salvador.
So he has this obsession with making everybody sound like a criminal except him. But we all know Donald Trump has been convicted of those 34 felonies, right? We know Donald Trump has been indicted. He is the real criminal. So before we move, now let's switch gears because we don't have all morning, right? I said, you know what? No, just keep in mind how you felt listening to Donald Trump, right? Let's listen to what Kamala Harris was talking about, if you don't mind.
So look, Georgia, let me say, I'm no stranger to tough fights. Before I was elected vice president, before I was elected a United States senator, I was an elected attorney general, and before that, an elected district attorney.
Listen to how enthusiastic the crowd sounds. This is for you, MAGA, all right? Because you were all obsessed with crowd sizes, remember? Now, she's explaining how she's actually tough on crime, all right? She's not whining about it like Donald Trump. She actually is tough on crime. And you know that means she has no problem being tough on Donald Trump and his 34 felonies that he's been convicted of, plus those other indictments.
And before that, I was a courtroom prosecutor. So every day in the courtroom, I stood proudly before a judge and I spoke 5 words. Kamala Harris for the people.
Thank you, Kamala.
My entire career, I've only had one client, the people.
Thank you, Kamala.
I stood for women and children against predators who abused them. I took on the big banks and delivered $20 billion from middle-class families who faced foreclosure.
Thank you, Kamala. Predators like Donald Trump.
Cartels who traffic in guns, drugs, and human beings. And I stood up for veterans and students being scammed by big for-profit colleges.
You know, like those scam universities like Trump University. See, Kamala knows what she's doing. She is letting Donald Trump and his supporters know that all of the fraud that Donald Trump has been a part of, she knows how to go and get it. All right, listen up, MAGA. All right, listen up. The end is near.
For workers who were being cheated out of the wages they were due.
And we know Donald Trump has no problem cheating people out of their wages, stiffing contractors, and hiring migrants. We know this, Kamala. Get him.
Seniors facing elder abuse.
It is.
And I will tell you, those fights were not easy.
Nope.
And neither were the elections that put me in those offices. But we never gave up. Because the future is always worth fighting for.
Thank you, Kamala. So, MAGA, do you hear the enthusiasm at her rallies? This is why Donald Trump is going to lose. You all know you're not even that enthusiastic about supporting him. Who is this Trump Peter? Peter, get in the box. Peter, get in the box real quick. I don't got all morning to do this, all right? They tried to take me down already, all right? We're back and running again. Let's keep going, all right? What else did Kamala cover, ladies and gentlemen? You know, Donald Trump has been going around here, and he's trying to sound like he's the right candidate when it comes to dealing with abortion. But Kamala has something for Donald Trump, all right? Thank you, Alicia.
Ours is a fight for the future. And it is a fight for freedom. Like the freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not have her government tell her what to do. And understand how we got here. When he was president, Donald Trump handpicked 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and they did just as he intended. And now, more than 20 states have a Trump abortion ban, including Georgia. In fact, every state.
Laura? Laura. Laura, are you there?
Yeah.
You got an echo.
I'm listening.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I saw that remark you placed in the chat.
Yeah, my picture's the only picture that's not when you go look up.
No, okay, but listen, you
know,
said something about you went to
Hey, let
Epstein.
me talk. Dude,
You
be
went to
respectful.
you went
When
to
you go
Epstein
look up,
Island.
my picture's not covered up. So let me ask. When she's in California and she's DA and she's letting all these sex traffickers slide.
Hey, Laura,
And-
I'm trying to be respectful, Laura. All right, and I got a show to
No, you're
run.
not. Let me
I
finish
I just saw that remark
She
that you
let
made
all
in the
these
chat.
people-
Laura, I saw the remark you made in the chat. Let's start there. I don't know you.
Lost
You don't know me. You're acting
Okay.
like you and I have met before, and you're just having a conversation like we picked up where we last left off. I don't know you. Have I met you before?
You're just like.
Have we met before?
Harris is a sex trafficker.
Wait,
Sorry, all you folks,
Laura,
but Donald Trump is the only person trying to get rid of all this. You guys are literally
Laura.
voting in a person who let all.
Okay, so clearly Laura is triggered bright and early. Now, the reason I brought Laura in the box is because she got in here and she said she was at the island Jeffrey was on. And so I wanted to know, Laura, how you ended up on that island. All right. And let me ask the questions before you start ranting and raving. All right. I don't want you to get in trouble on this app. So please, Laura, for the sake of TikTok, for the sake of those who follow you and listen to you, please slow down and try to have a serious conversation about what's going on in your head, if you don't mind. All right. I'm going to hit unmute. All right. Because I was talking about some very serious things with Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Can you please click unmute, Laura? I'm a little concerned about your mental state this morning. Laura, hit unmute. I just sent you the invite, Laura. Click unmute. You know what, Laura? I don't think you know how to use TikTok. Oh, you do you know how to use TikTok.
Okay, you don't make fun of people who are sex trafficked.
Listen.
You don't.
Are you
make
there?
fun-
Are
no,
you there?
listen to me.
Listen, Laura, listen. I
Why
don't,
are you
Laura.
making fun of me?
Laura, I don't.
was the one who
Laura,
got
Laura.
the FBI to raid Epstein Island.
I don't know you, Laura. All right. So I don't even know where I could begin to make fun of you at. All right. And if you've been a victim, I do understand, and I feel sorry for you about that, you know, and that's a serious thing, and I do hope you are getting help and therapy that you need. But for the sake of this show, this is not a place you come and get professional counseling at. I'm not a licensed therapist. All right. So I want you to come back down wherever you were, come back to earth and explain what's going on. All right. And then I could perhaps help you. All right. Laura, click unmute. If I can't help you, Laura, there might be other people in here that can help you. But we can't help you if you just come in here and unload all your problems on us and not give us any room to process what the heck is going on. I'm a little concerned about that remark you left in my chat, Laura. Laura, hit unmute. Do you know how to use TikTok, Laura? All right, Laura. I'm gonna pray for you, Laura. All right, because I don't think you know how to use TikTok. I don't think you know what you're doing. All right, and I do hope you get some professional help. All right, seriously. But I also want to give you this bit of advice. All right, and it's something very simple. If you want to do better, stop supporting Donald Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending Laura straight to the pits of hell by giving her a round of booze and shame. Texas, it's very unusual for you to actually send me a guest request considering our last conversation. I asked you to do some things and then to come back once those things were done. Have you done them? You know what I mean, right? You said you're smarter than Zeus. You said you're more educated than Zeus and that you knew the truth. Have you went and researched what the truth is and what did you discover?
On Project 25.
No, on who Donald Trump really is. Because remember last time we spoke, you hadn't had a clue about all the information that I was sharing with you about Donald Trump. You know, the E. Jean Carroll stuff, his convictions, the stuff that we just got done talking about, you know, with Epstein. You had no clue about any of that. Remember? So did you go look it up?
Oh yeah, I've done some research on Trump.
Did you look up all of his lies?
Yep, he's told some lies before.
No, he didn't just tell some. That's all he does is tell lies. And you're still going to support him, correct?
Yeah, I have to.
And you know what, Texas?
I was gonna vote for Bobby Kennedy.
No, Texas.
What's up,
Tex-
Zeus?
This is the problem. When are you going to let go of this obsession with Donald Trump, a man that you know wears a diaper? You ever seen him? You seen him recently? He has to stand up when the diaper. He was doing a speech yesterday in Wisconsin.
I don't make fun of incontinent elderly people.
Yes,
That's
you do.
not nice. No, I don't.
Yes, you do. Oh, so you
I
agree
don't.
he's incontinent?
I don't make fun of elderly people. Not even Joe Biden.
So you agree Donald Trump has he has issues controlling his bowels and has to wear a diaper?
I have no idea, Zeus. I've never met the man in
Well,
person.
why would you said you don't make fun of people that have that issue?
I don't.
Okay, so that means you believe Donald Trump wears a diaper.
No, I don't make fun of anyone who might be incontinent.
Texas. What? Okay, what does that mean?
What does that mean, dude? It means that I respect my elders regardless of who they are, what color they are, what age they are, where they come from. I don't make fun of elderly people.
Okay. No. I'm gonna tell you what that means to me. That means you are aware of Donald Trump's age.
Okay. Donald
And you
Trump's
know-
78 years old.
And you know he's not in good shape health-wise.
I sure do.
And you're endorsing him. So that's elder abuse on your part. So even if you like to play this angle, I don't like making fun of people. The fact that you're forcing a 78-year-old man that you know is in a diaper, has dementia, you're forcing him to run to be president. You get no points. You get no points. You get no points over here. As a matter of fact, you get negative points. Negative 1,000 points for you, Texas.
That's okay, Zeus. But here's the deal, though. I mean, whenever I bring up a point, you just start talking over people. I mean,
You don't have a point.
my point is,
If you had a solid point, I would entertain it for a quick second. But what is the point?
let's talk about the DHS report of 291,000 unaccompanied minors that's now their whereabouts is no longer nobody knows where they're at.
No. I'm not going to talk about that.
I know you're not going to, because just like the last person, you talked over somebody who claimed to be a victim instead, and you wouldn't listen to their story.
What was the story? What was her story? Because I had a hard
she
time
said
getting
that-
it. What was
I know,
her story?
because
Because
you
you seem to have superpowers. You know her?
No,
Okay, so you know her story?
I don't. But she
Okay,
claims
so
to
then
be sex
quit
trafficked.
acting like. See, this is the problem, Texas, and I do believe that somewhere deep down there's a decent human being inside of you.
Bump.
I do believe somewhere deep down there's a decent human being inside of you. But here's the thing. You're running on emotion and lies. And you are a danger to yourself and your community when you do that. All right? You don't know that woman. You don't know that woman. And the person you do know of, Donald Trump, you got behind him and you support it. As far as I'm concerned, you're contributing to her suffering by supporting Donald Trump. You see how I just did that?
Yeah, I
Because
know.
you know what Donald Trump did, right?
Oh yeah, I sure
What did he do? What did he do? Wasn't he
Donald
hanging
Trump.
out with Jeffrey? Wasn't he hanging out with Jeffrey?
Yep.
And
Donald
she
Trump's
said,
been on
and
the
she
airplane
said,
before.
hey, listen, and she said she was on that island. So let's do the math. You support a man that was on the island causing harm to children.
Who turned Epstein in the first place?
Did you hear what I just said?
Who turned Epstein in?
Who?
Trump.
Prove it. That's another QAnon conspiracy.
Okay.
A criminal turning in another criminal. Think about that. That doesn't make sense. Because he know if he turn in him, he's going to turn in himself. Come on, Texas. You are enabling folks like Epstein. You're enabling folks like Donald Trump to continue down that path because you get up here and you defend their behavior. Say it today, right now. It's unethical and it's immoral, Texas. Say it.
It's unethical and immoral for Kamala
Thank you.
Harris to have the policies that she has on the southern border. 291,000 unaccompanied minors missing.
Texas, I'm disappointed in you. How old did you say you were again? You said
I'm 42.
you were. I thought you were 62 last time we talked.
No, I'm 42, Bo.
Okay, all right. You continue to make excuses and point at Kamala Harris. It's like you have this obsession with attacking women.
I mean, like, you think
Why you keep going to Kamala Harris?
Is Donald Trump still in control?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, so he's still the president?
Well, I'll tell you what. Remember what he said about the border bill? He had some power to make that not happen.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it was his magic wand since he has no power, huh?
No, I didn't say he didn't have any power. You did. But he did make sure that border bill didn't get passed. For some strange reason, he got a bunch of his, fellow Republicans to not go along and get it approved, even though there were some Republicans that were actually helped craft it. Why do you think? Let me ask you a serious question, Texas. Why do you think he didn't want the border bill to get done?
I really don't know.
Does anyone want to help Texas?
I mean, of course, what you're going to say is so that he could fix it whenever he got in office. But
that's not what I'm saying. That's what he said.
I know. I mean, and I don't understand that, Zeus.
Okay. Well, you don't understand. Listen, Texas. Here's the thing. I need you to get back in the chat and just listen. I think you might be able to learn if you would just put your brain on idle for a quick second. Put the brain on idle. You know how a manual speed transmission works? Sometimes you got to put your foot on the clutch and then put it in idle. Just let your brain idle and listen to the information that we're sharing with you. Because at some point, Texas, you're going to have to wake up. You're going to have to wake up. For instance, even if you don't like Kamala Harris's policies, right? And I get that. I totally understand how you can totally detest someone's policies or their politics. All right? I totally understand that. But I do believe that at a certain point, the rubber needs to meet the road. All right? You need to put some meat on the bones.
Kamala Harris building a wall. Is that racist if Kamala builds it? Is that xenophobic if Kamala builds the wall? Or is it just xenophobic and racist if a white man builds the wall?
So let me ask you. I don't think, listen, anyone going and building a wall, I don't necessarily look at it as just them being racist or sexist or misogynist. I think context matters, right?
Oh.
Now, if you're just building a wall, okay, maybe there's a construction reason why you're building. I don't know. But if you're building a wall and you're saying things like folks from the border are rapists and you're labeling them criminal, now that right there, that's a little different, right? Because now you're not just building a wall, you're pushing hate. All right? So that's the difference, number one. But number two, I have a problem with somebody who is a convicted felon trying to divide himself from other folks who he's saying are felons. Does that make sense to you? Texas, listen to me. This is common sense, and I know common sense isn't that common. How do you call other people a criminal while you sitting there with 34 felonies and you've been indicted 4 times? Does that even make sense?
No.
It doesn't. So the only people that follow Donald Trump down that path are people who don't care about their lives and they want to drink the Kool-Aid and leave this planet. That's it. But anybody that's a thinking person, you would have to say it doesn't make sense for me to be sitting up here with all these felonies going on and calling Texas a criminal. It makes no sense.
But I don't have the felonies, so I can call anybody a criminal.
No. But Donald Trump has 34 of them, right?
So Donald Trump can't call anybody a criminal, but I can.
Okay.
Guess who doesn't have felonies?
Who?
Me.
But you missed what I was saying.
Hey, but for real though,
I see you're trying to feel good about it, but does it make sense for Donald Trump to have 34 felonies and he's just been re-indicted about what happened in January 6th, by the way? Secret grand jury, they said, okay, we'll take the Supreme Court's ruling about immunity and we'll look at the evidence. And guess what they did? They said, oh, we're still going to indict this guy. So
being a
he's
felon
been
takes away
convicted.
person's accountability.
Sir. I'm asking you to use whatever is left upstairs, all right?
Sure.
Does it make sense for a convicted felon to be calling other people felons and criminals?
Michael Cohen does it. Oh,
Texas.
doesn't he though?
Texas.
He though?
Texas.
I seen you with Michael Cohen the other day. I screen recorded it even. It was a great one.
Texas?
What's up,
Can-
Zeus?
Did
Can
you
a
hear my
felon call-
question?
Can a felon call another felon a felon?
That was my question to you, and I need you to
Michael
really give it
Cohen
some
does
thought.
it. Michael
I need you to
Cohen does
give
it.
I need you to give it some thought because you're basically saying you support Michael Cohen, right?
Nope.
So your argument just went out the window. Whoop. So don't bring that up.
Right.
If you don't
Just wanna
support
know
Cohen,
why
if you don't support Cohen, then you shouldn't support Trump. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Zeus.
So your logic, this is Texas, and I gotta move on. What I'm doing, and a lot of people don't see it sometimes, but I'm doing this. I just let you talk. I let Trump supporters say their thing and then help them understand that they don't know what the heck they're talking about. Their logic doesn't make any sense.
I've had to fight for every word that I've said on here. You've overspoken most every statement that I've began to make.
Well, how am I listening to every statement you're making if that's true?
You're not.
I am.
You are now.
I've
7
been.
minutes ago, you were talking over me.
Okay, what do you want to say that I didn't let you say? How about that?
Okay, so basically, we have two presidential candidates. One that was on Epstein's plane, never on the island, but on the plane several times. And we have one that's supporting an invasion, and then all of the children are going into sweat camps, and they're going into slavery situations. So that's what's going on right now.
No,
with the Southern-
no.
Yes, DHS has even said that. Department of Homeland Security.
Okay.
It's not like I'm getting
Texas,
this from,
I get it. Now I understand why I have to keep slowing you down. Say that again. So you confirmed Donald Trump has been linked to this guy Jeffrey,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
All right. And Kamala Harris has what?
Been linked to letting all of these little kids slip away
Okay.
into slavery.
Okay.
291
Wait. Where did you get that information about Kamala Harris? I agree with you on the Trump side, but I'm curious, and I'm right here on my computer. Tell Zeus where you got the information about Kamala being linked to children in slavery, because that's brand new to me.
It's a report from the DHS.
Yeah. Which report?
I can't remember the name of it.
Okay. So you know how this works. If
Hey,
you can't provide the information, no. Texas,
missing children.
Texas.
That's
You
all
know how
you
this
gotta
works.
do,
You know how
Zeus.
Texas. You know how this works. We can't convict people with no evidence.
Yep.
So I need you to walk that back. You don't have it. But you know what you do have? You do have evidence that Donald Trump, okay. I don't know where Texas went. I mean, and when you got to go wherever he's going, you know wherever he's going is somewhere dark, desolate, dangerous. Wherever he's going to get this information. Because I'm pretty confident, Texas, and I'm not out there with, I don't know these people, but I'm pretty sure Fox News would have had a field day with this story. Don't you think Fox News would have had a field day if what Texas is saying is true? So I hope the information you got, there's a Fox News video to go along with it, Texas. Because I believe this. If Fox News had any dirt on Kamala Harris, they would be weaponizing it like no other. You know, sort of like they tried to do with Joe Biden and in terms of the impeachment, right?
Yep.
Okay, so did you find it?
What about ABC?
Did you find it? See, I can't have you out here
ABC
lying. Okay, so
source?
Texas, you
Jesus.
lied. Texas, you lied. So I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna entertain anything else that you got to say because the truth isn't in you. You got up here and you just lied, just to make yourself feel
Wrong.
good.
Wrong.
You should feel bad. You should feel bad, Texas, because
You
you
should
know
feel
better.
bad for just allowing what goes on with a blind eye. There's some kid right now who's being tortured because of Kamala Harris's porter. Look at your lips tighten, Zeus, because you know that it's fact. And you turn a blind eye to it because your hate for somebody else. I don't
You gotta.
even
Is
like
that the devil
Donald
calling?
Trump.
Is that the
I
devil
think Trump
calling
is a
you?
pig.
Is that the
I
devil
think Trump
calling
is a
you?
pig.
Is that a
Hey,
devil?
the
Is
devil
that
wears
the?
Prada, bub.
Okay, okay.
The
So
devil
number
wears
one,
Prada, bub.
ladies and gentlemen, Texas is lying. He has no information. He
Turn
has
your
no
head. Let
credible.
us see that Prada on the side of your
He,
head.
he has no credible sources to support any of the claims.
Right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as a result of Texas getting in the box and spewing nothing but evil and hatred, misogynistic conspiracy theories, this is what Donald
Where
Trump is
was the
actually doing.
misogyny?
This is what Donald Trump was actually doing on his Truth Social yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending Texas straight to the lake of fire by giving him what he deserves. Texas, come back when you got more information and it's credible, because I'm not going to allow you to get on here and spread misinformation and disinformation on behalf of Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. Absolutely not. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Texas what he deserves for lying on Kamala Harris. Join me in giving him a round of boos and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon!
You have nothing to offer, Texas, other than those lies and those excuses. All right. Let's see. Put a one in the chat if you're really a Trump supporter out there. Put a one in the chat and you believe what Texas was saying, please. We don't got much time. It's Friday. It's Friday, ladies and gentlemen, and we're trying to get through this content. I've been talking about Kamala Harris yesterday. Oh, Brandon, you're back. Yeah. Brandon is back. There he is, right here. I was talking to Brandon before the live got taken down. All right, people were out here. Trying to silence Zeus. Brandon, get in the box. Brandon, get in the box. So you're back. You're back.
What's up, Zeus? No, we ain't never talked before. This is my first time seeing your show here.
Oh, okay. There was a different Brandon. So you're a Trump supporter.
Yeah, I am.
What part of the country and how old are you?
I'm 39, and I'm from Texas.
Texas. You just heard your friend East Texas get up here, right?
I just joined in. I listened to a little
What
bit.
do you think about your friend East Texas? Is there any truth to what he said?
The only part I caught was him saying Kamala was supporting sweat camps or something.
Do you know anything about that, perhaps?
The only thing that I can tie to that is, the child trafficking, sex trafficking. But I haven't heard Kamala is like in cahoots with any of that stuff.
Thank you. I know that the folks on the right are so obsessed with that, but you know what's so funny? Every time I look in the media and look in the news, the people who are actually involved with that kind of lifestyle tend to be folks on the right, especially in those churches. That's what I've seen. If you just do a little look and search, you'll find it. All right, it's not the people in the LGBTQ plus community like many like to try to make it seem to be. So you're supporting Donald Trump, and I'm a little confused. What about Trump attracts you to him?
I've just been listening to the message, from Trump. I like what he has to say. I like how he wants to bring jobs back to America. I like how he wants to put pressure on our adversaries like China, Russia. He wants to secure the border.
How is he going to? Okay, so how is he going to? You said the first thing, bring jobs back.
Yeah.
How's he going to do that?
Well, I heard yesterday, watching the news, that he wants to bring auto manufacturing back to Detroit.
How's he going to do it?
He's not going to allow Mexico to sell cars to America because they are financed through China.
So how is he going to go to Mexico and do that?
It's not going to be allowed.
So what's he going to do? He's going to go tell the. I mean, give me a little bit more clarity about how
I mean,
this
I don't
process.
know what his plan is, but this is what he's planning on doing.
I like. You know what you said, Brandon. That I really like. You said something most Trump supporters would never say. You said, "I don't know what his plan is." Ain't that something?
Right. So the way
And
he broke it down-
chances are, you don't know because he really doesn't have one.
yeah. Well, what he's saying is that
I think is it safe to say you just like what Trump says?
Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is it's a known fact that a lot of our auto manufacturers have left country.
Which ones?
Almost all of them.
Is Toyota still here? Tesla still here?
All right.
Honda, Chevy, or GM, are they still
Yeah, I mean,
Ford?
we still make cars here, but
Oh, okay. So I mean, those are the pretty major ones.
All right,
What
listen, you're
what
not letting me get to
auto?
my point here, sir.
But just give me the name of the industry the auto industry
Let
that
me tell
left
you
the
something.
United
The
States.
majority of the vehicles you see on the road right now here in America are not made in America. However, they are American cars. They're just not made here. All right? They're coming out of Canada. They're coming
Name
out of Mexico.
one. Name
Okay.
one.
All right, Dodge. There you go.
Okay, all right. So let's look up Dodge. All right. So what is your claim about Dodge?
Where are their cars being made at?
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are they being made at?
Well, I can tell you right now, my car's a Dodge and it was made in Mexico. So there's
Okay. And where is headquarters at?
I don't know, dude. I'm telling you something, and you're like beat me up over something I'm trying to explain. Let me
Well,
explain.
what are you trying? What are you trying to
If you
explain?
let me explain it. I'm trying to tell you.
Auburn Hills, Michigan. Auburn Hills, Michigan.
All
So
right.
their headquarters are in the United States.
What's your point?
So they're basically working in the United States. The money is still here in the United States. That means people are still working here in the United States.
Yeah, the cars are being manufactured in Mexico. Okay, that's what I'm telling you.
And what's your problem? So you think they should be manufactured here,
That's
right?
what I said. They
And so why? Let me ask you this: why do you think they're manufacturing them in Mexico?
I don't know. Why don't you tell me?
I'm asking you because your thing is Donald Trump is going to go to Dodge and say, "Hey, shut that plant down in Mexico or wherever it is, bring it back to the United States, and then sell those cars."
Yeah. So basically, that's it. Thanks.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
You think Donald Trump is going to do that?
Yeah, he already did it when he was in office last time.
All right, so let's see. Okay, hold on. Okay, so we have factories in Canada, Mexico, and the United States, it seems. So it to me seems like Dodge is running a business, and their business is designed to make money, and that means part of what they got to do is operate in Mexico. You know what it means when people are working in Mexico? That means less people want to come across the border because they got to work in Mexico. That's what that means, and it sounds to me like the issue is Dodge themselves. You recommend Dodge bringing these plants to the United States, jacking up the price of the cars, and then pushing that cost onto the consumer? Is that what you're saying?
Are you recommending that all those families in Detroit that lost their jobs, their pensions, everything, should just forget about it?
Well, whose fault is it if a person loses their job?
Why don't you just answer the question?
I'm asking you. You're the expert.
No,
If you lose your job, if you lose your job, if you lose your job, hold on. If you lose your job, right? You blame the president?
No.
Exactly.
Okay, that's not what I said, so I don't know where you're going with that. What I'm saying is, would you rather all those families that lost their jobs because these corporations went to Mexico to manufacture these cars, that they should just deal with it? Like, hey, our jobs are going overseas now, so sorry about your luck.
So
he,
your
right,
issue is
right.
capitalism. Your issue is capitalism, right?
I was saying
You're running a business. Listen, you run a business.
Are you asking me?
Yeah. You work for a business.
I'm in the military, man.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you for your service. All right. But so you don't have any experience dealing with businesses at all.
I'm an independent contractor on the side.
Okay. 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 So you're an independent contractor. Does the president of the United States have any say so about what contracts you get and what you do and what your profit margins are?
No, not mine. Mm-mm.
So that's my question, because to me, what you're saying, what you're selling to me is that Donald Trump is going to come in here, tell a business what to do. And if you think about it, it doesn't even make any sense because Donald Trump himself is not a successful businessman.
Okay, well let's look at it.
Think about it.
Let's not think about me, small time independent contract. Let's talk about globally affecting the market. All right, if the corporation is that huge, and they're going
Dodge has been around since, I mean, GM has been around before Trump and they'll be around after Trump. Let's just be honest.
right, and the market crashed. Do you remember that?
I do.
Okay, so there's obviously a problem there. The president got involved, correct?
The United States government got involved, but that was a larger issue. It wasn't just what you're describing.
Okay, but it all entails underneath the auto market, all right? That's what we're talking about now.
I guess, okay, Brandon, listen, you're not selling me on the fact that Donald Trump has an elaborate plan to fix whatever it is that you're talking about. Everything that you're throwing out here, as far as I'm concerned, there's more going on than just what you're saying.
Okay.
So, and you don't want to acknowledge, and listen, you don't want to acknowledge that a business or a company, they can run it however they want to run it. If a company decides to downsize and outsource their business elsewhere, that's the company's decision. That should not be a decision the president of the United States should be involved with.
Well, then they shouldn't be. What do they do? They bankrupt and bottom out. They shouldn't have done that. They did that to GM.
No. Listen, you're conflating a lot of different facts. I'm saying your argument for supporting Donald Trump is he's going to bring auto jobs back to the United States. All right. I've listened to what you've said. The company GM, they have factories here in the United States, and they got them in Canada, and they got them in Mexico. So, okay, what changes? How is Donald Trump going to go only to Mexico and say, give us all those jobs, bring them back to the United States, and do it in under 4 years so that these people in this city will have jobs, and basically tell Dodge they don't know what the heck they're doing and listen to Donald Trump? It doesn't make sense. And you know that because you wouldn't let Joe Biden or Kamala Harris come in there into your business and say, hey, accept this contract, do this, do that, all right, and then do it the way we said. You wouldn't allow that.
Well,
you would be totally against that.
They did do that because they're doing it to California within
No.
2 years.
No,
They're
they did
saying that
not.
You cannot own a motor vehicle. Everything's going electric. And
No, they did not.
Yes. Okay.
They did not. I live in California.
Okay, then there's a mandate. This was a big deal.
Listen, you just lied again. They did not come and tell people in California, you got to buy an electric vehicle. They did provide incentives for people to get electric vehicles.
10 years.
That's a goal. But they know that's not going to listen. And part of that is just simply saying, hey, we need to figure out a way to actually travel with vehicles besides all of it being done with gasoline. And as you can see, Elon Musk has been a part of that.
But how are you going to say that the government can do that when you just said that they can't do it the other way?
No, it wasn't. I said they gave incentives.
You're contradicting yourself.
Did you hear what I just said? You know what an incentive is?
Yeah, I know what it is.
Well, okay, so I'm not contradicting myself.
Okay, well, you know
what? So if I give you an incentive to do something, I'm not forcing you to do it. But I am basically saying, hey, there's these perks, there's these benefits if you do it. The choice is still yours.
Right.
Okay, so let's stop with that. Let's stop with that. Listen, Brandon, let's stop with the games. Let's just stop with the games. How is Donald Trump going to do a doggone thing when he can't even keep his behind out of prison?
I'll tell you how.
Listen. The answer is he can't.
You're not going to even let me talk.
Because I know you're going to lie.
No. Listen. I'm telling you.
Oh.
Listen. He's gonna offer.
Who is that? Who is that? Who is that talking to Big
He's
Zeus?
gonna offer an incentive. So I mean,
Could
here
you
go.
tell whoever that was in the background? No, this is what the truth does. All right. I don't know that person either, Brandon. But here's the deal, Brandon. Brandon. Here's the deal. You and whoever you're in that room with right now are living a lie, and it's being exposed in real time. You are. That's why she's laughing in the background, because she knows what you've been telling her, what she's been believing. It makes absolutely no sense. Now, like I said, how is Donald Trump going to tell you how to run a successful business when you just found out his businesses, we've just found out, have been flagged for fraud, decades of fraud. He's being fined $500 million. You going to take advice from a person like that? Oh, you don't got to answer.
Oh, what were you saying?
Oh, you put it on mute when I start telling you the truth. Is that how y'all do it?
No, I was trying to tell you.
Ask her how she's going to take advice from somebody that's already been found to have been committing decades of fraud. Someone that's been bankrupt 6 times. How is she going to take business advice from such an individual?
Well, let me.
He didn't earn any of the money. He inherited the money, by the way. How are you going to take advice from that person when it comes to, we're going to bring jobs back to the United States?
Well, look, man. Let me tell you something. In my
You don't,
experience,
Brandon, you didn't answer my question.
I am explaining it to you why, and if you'd let me talk for a second.
If you answer the question, I just get upset. Thank you for the lightning hands. Thank you for the hat. I appreciate that. But Brandon's over here getting cooked and he doesn't want to admit it. Brandon, if you told the truth, this conversation would be over with. Just like Donald Trump said he could stop the conflict in Ukraine. This would be over with, Brandon, if you simply told the truth. How would you take advice from somebody who you know has been found liable, all right, for essaying women, raping women? Would you take advice from someone that you know has been fined $500 million for committing business fraud, bankrupt 6 times? Would you take advice from them?
I would take advice from someone who has experience, that has failed, that has been able to bounce back. Because life, you're going to fail. All right, you're never going, and nothing's going to be perfect. All right, I'm not trying to debate with you. I'm just being honest. You're gonna fail sometimes in life, and if Donald Trump fucked up, yeah, he failed.
Well, he effed up. We keep it clean. We keep it clean over here, Brandon. All right, we don't use okay. But because you said you're in uniform. You're serving our country currently. I'm trying to be as respectful as possible. I would appreciate it if you could just simply answer the questions directly. Stand 10 toes down and say, yes, Zeus, I would take advice from a convicted felon and somebody who's been found to have been committing fraud. I would use their advice to run my business. That's it.
Yes, I would in some situations.
No, entirely. You got to trust them entirely.
I don't have to do that.
So the fact that you are hesitating to do that tells me that deep down inside, the real Brandon knows Donald Trump is wrong. I've been doing this for a while, Brandon, and I can tell. You know Donald Trump is wrong. And that's your and so are you a Christian? This is the last part of the healing. All right, you're a Christian? You practice the faith?
I'm non-denominational.
Do you believe in God?
I do.
Do you believe in right and wrong?
Yep.
Okay. This thing with Donald Trump and the way that he says things that are inappropriate about women. What is your take on that?
What did he say? I didn't hear that.
You haven't heard about him with Epstein?
I mean, I've heard the conspiracies.
Is that your wife back there?
Yeah, that's my wife. I've heard of conspiracies.
Oh, so you haven't found the information that he's been hanging out with that? Ask her, is she okay with that? Would she be okay with you taking a flight with Epstein? Ask her that.
I mean, like I said,
ask her. Is she okay with you hanging out with Epstein? You didn't go to the island. You just hung out with him. Ask her.
A lot of people hung out with Epstein and didn't do.
Ask her, is she okay with you doing it?
You saying everybody that had any connection with Epstein is guilty of whatever you?
I'm asking you to ask her.
That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant.
My daughter.
How about this?
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
Is she okay with that?
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
Is she okay with that?
Is if Ivanka, his daughter, wasn't his daughter, perhaps he'd be dating her. Is what Trump said.
How do you know that's not me? That came up.
I don't know. I don't know.
Is she okay with that?
I mean, it's a little weird if you ask me, but
What's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Either real estate or golf.
Dollars with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that.
Ask her if she okay with that.
When was that said?
Oh,
When was that said and where was that said?
you can go look it up.
I don't know what to look up.
Look it up, Donald Trump, Wendy Williams show. Go look it up. The question is this: don't ask when it was said. Are you okay with it?
I want to make sure it's actually said.
Oh, it's The View. Okay, I'm getting confused. I think the first one was Wendy Williams. All right, I get it. One of the two. Look it up.
so how do we go from
No. Are you okay with it? Is she
looking
okay
it up,
with
like
it?
she's looking
Man,
it up.
Brandon,
Give her a second
is
to look it up.
Brandon, is she okay with it?
She is looking it up.
What did she say?
I'm looking it up to make sure.
She's making sure that you're telling the truth and that you're not. Just
Oh
doing-
yeah, okay, yeah.
So how did we get here from policies? Like that was weird.
Because you don't know what you're talking about, so I got to give you the dose.
With you. He doesn't know what he's talking
You're leading the conversation. You're the host, and now we are on this like sex trip with Epstein. That had
Yeah,
nothing-
I'm asking you. Are you a man of faith?
And I told you
Because this is part of who you're supporting. So we've already talked about Donald Trump is a terrible businessman. All right. Do you need any proof of that, or are you good on that?
I mean, I think most people would say he was successful with his business.
Yeah, but that's probably before the court cases.
I know whenever he was in office, we were doing better economically. So.
I promise you weren't doing better because you won't do what we need you to do. You have a 401k?
Yeah.
Okay, show us the 401k while Trump was in office, and then show us the 401k today.
My 401k. Let's look at groceries. How much you spend on groceries now? How much you spend?
Well, what didn't you just see the news that it was actually these companies that were price gouging? It wasn't Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. It was the businesses.
That is true. I will agree with that. And I would say that
So, but for the sake of it, our economy is an envy of the world. Our country bounced back quicker after the pandemic than any other country, and stronger. All these manufacturing jobs here, look at our unemployment rate. It's really low. I would argue that's incredible. That's an incredible thing to accomplish. 16 million jobs added. That's an incredible thing to accomplish in the wake of Donald Trump's presidency and the disastrous way that he handled the pandemic. Think about what I'm saying. So you don't have any evidence that Donald Trump is really great at successfully managing anything. Did he successfully manage his presidency, in your opinion?
I think he did.
Well, how did it end?
I think.
No, I didn't ask you to think. How did it end?
Dude, you're not letting me say a whole sentence.
How did his
10
presidency
minutes now.
end?
Can I make?
How did his presidency end?
Can I make a statement?
Go for it.
All right. I think the past 4 years has been missed opportunity from Biden and Harris to do something about the price gouging. 4 years, missed opportunity.
Okay, so one thing is priorities, right? When Joe Biden and Kamala Harris got into office, what do you think their top priorities were? Do you think it was grocery prices? Let's go back, Brandon.
What was it?
See, this is why I'm a little concerned about you, Brandon. You ignore what led up to this moment. And I asked you, how did Donald Trump's presidency end? And you refused to answer the question. Do you remember all the social unrest going on in the country? You remember the protests going on?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Did he do anything? Did he do anything to,
I know where
to
you're
help
going.
dampen it down? No. What did he do? He fanned the flames.
Yeah, you're trying to get to like the January 6th thing. I know what you're doing.
Okay. Did he manage the pandemic correctly?
How would you have done it differently?
Brandon,
How would you have done it
No,
Did he not lie? Did he not lie to the American people about the dangers of it because he was so busy trying to, win his reelection? You don't remember any of this? You don't remember the national lockdowns, Brandon? You don't remember that?
Yeah, man, I was serving
Okay.
in the military when it was going on.
Okay.
So, yes, I
You don't remember? You don't remember when he engaged and participated in an insurrection and tried to destroy our democracy as we know it? You don't remember any of this? So when you get in the box, Brandon, and you start talking to Zeus about grocery prices, that's why I asked you. Well, what was the priority when Joe Biden and Kamala Harris took over? We had an Afghanistan withdrawal that Donald Trump had surrendered us to by negotiating with the Taliban. You remember this?
That's what the country needed, wasn't it?
Our economy was reeling. Unemployment was through the roof. We were in a lockdown. People weren't driving. You couldn't go on vacation anywhere. Where does the price of bacon and eggs and groceries land when you got all of that going on in your world? See, you don't want to answer the question, and this is why, and you don't, and you want to ignore the fact that it was during that time that these companies decided they could jack their prices up and get away with it. So yeah, I would say if they were able to accomplish all of the things that they've done in under 4 years, and they are still going after the grocery prices, and now we've caught them, I would say that's pretty impressive. Because you know what Donald Trump didn't do? He didn't do a doggone thing while he was president except argue with the media, commit crimes, get impeached, lie to the American people. Investigation after investigation. He was so bad they had to kick him off Twitter. You know what Mike Pence said Donald Trump asked him to do? He said Donald Trump asked him to place him above the United States Constitution. Do you believe Mike Pence?
I don't believe that statement.
You don't believe what?
He asked him to place him above.
That's what Mike Pence said.
You believe everything that someone says?
You know what? You tell me. How about this? You tell me. Here we go. Here we go. I knew you were going to say that. Oh, there you go.
Perspective of the indictment, I want the American people to know that I had no right to overturn the election. And then on that day, President Trump asked me to put him over the Constitution. But I chose the Constitution, and I always will. Anyone who puts himself over the Constitution should never be President of the United States. And anyone who asks someone else to put themselves over the Constitution should never be President of the United States again. And what the President maintained that day, and frankly has said over and over again over the last 2.5 years, is completely false. I dismissed it out of hand, but sadly the President was surrounded by a group of crackpot lawyers that kept telling him what his itching ears wanted to hear. And I had hoped that on this matter of January 6th that it wouldn't come to this. Because I do believe that this is going to further ignite the divide in the country. It'll be up to the government now to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this actually represented criminal activity. But what I want the American people to know is that I know in my heart of hearts that I did my duty under the Constitution that day.
Now, Brandon, as a man in uniform, and my dad served as well, I take stuff like that serious. I take rank serious. Mike Pence was the vice president at the time. That's pretty high up in rank, right?
Yeah.
Do you think there's any credibility to having the vice president of the United States say that? The president?
Yep.
Okay.
I agree
Okay.
with you, Zeus. Yep. Go on.
Do you think Mike Pence would make that up?
No, I don't think he made it up.
How does that land on your end? We've talked so much, right? We've talked about Donald Trump as a businessman. We've talked about him as a president, and we're just talking about his behavior. The fact that Donald Trump placed himself above the Constitution.
You giving me a chance to talk?
I mean, do we need to talk about how he disrespects our men and women in uniform? Because I got audio of his stuff, the stuff that's been going on lately, Arlington Cemetery. You want to talk about that?
Well, you want to finish up one subject and then jump to
Go,
the
yeah,
next?
okay, go for it. Yeah. Let's talk about the Constitution. What are your thoughts about that as a man in
Yeah.
uniform?
So I wasn't there when Donald Trump asked Mike Pence to do whatever he asked him to do. I know there was investigations going on with the possibility of election fraud, which Donald Trump was trying to prove. So if there was some type of wiggle room, you're going to ask, you're going to look for it. And I think that's what it was. He was trying to see, what can we do? What options are there? And Pence told him straight up, no, you can't do that. I'm not going to overturn it as unconstitutional. Bottom line, done deal. And that was it. That's done. That's it.
Right. But what about the above the Constitution? The fact that Donald Trump even had to go to that level to try to tell his vice president to place him above the Constitution. What does that say about Donald Trump?
I didn't hear those exact words from Trump.
You heard Pence. He said on that day, Trump asked me to place him above the Constitution.
Yeah, he asked him, can you overturn the election result?
No. No, his words were very clear.
Pence's words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I asked you Pence's rank. That means a lot, right? You understand rank.
Yeah.
They don't just give that out. They don't just give it out.
Yes, and also.
Okay, so
also know that
listen, Brandon.
Pence is not a military man. He's a politician.
Brandon,
So
he was the second in command.
Right, but you still know the difference.
Brandon. That's the second in command. That's the second highest official in the United States government. Saying, this is what the president told me to do. It doesn't get any more black and white than that, Brandon.
I already explained it to you, bud.
So Brandon, this is why I say there's a serious problem going on your end. You're not really able to understand the danger Donald Trump presents to our country. Because your obsession with this man. You can't let him go. So there were people who lost their lives on January 6th because of Donald Trump's big lie. The fact that Donald Trump believed he was above the Constitution, people lost their life, and you don't care.
You talking about that lady that got shot by the bodyguard?
Ashley, yeah, I know about her. But the last thing is this, Brandon, the Arlington thing, and the comments Donald Trump has been making. Are you familiar with those?
You talking about just recently the Arlington photo op or whatever? Yeah.
Well, you want to call it yeah. What do you think about that?
I mean, it could be looked as being disgraceful, but at the same time, he could be showing respect to the family. So I guess
No. It is disrespectful. He not only took a picture while his thumb was up on their grave, but it got into an altercation.
Yeah.
You don't find that disrespectful? What about this?
Trump tonight defending our criticism that he insulted veterans when he said the nation's highest civilian honor, the Medal of Freedom, is, quote, much better than the Medal of Honor, which is reserved for America's greatest war heroes. Trump was addressing Republican mega donor Miriam Adelson, who he awarded the Medal of Freedom when he was in office.
We gave Miriam the Presidential Medal of Freedom. That's the highest award you can get as a civilian. It's the equivalent of the Congressional Medal of Honor, but civilian version. It's actually much better because everyone gets the Congressional Medal of Honor. That's soldiers. They're either in very bad shape because they've been hit so many times by bullets, or they're dead. She gets it, and she's a healthy, beautiful woman.
What do you think about that? That's another example of him disrespecting our troops.
I didn't find that disrespectful. What part was disrespectful to you?
He said, "Did you? What did he just say? What did you process, Brandon?" I'm starting to think maybe you're not in the armed services. You're just up here kidding, huh?
He says it's equivalent to the Medal of Honor, but in some ways it could be considered better because you're not riddled with bullets. You're still alive and healthy.
You believe that?
Yeah, why not?
How old are you?
I'm 39. What's wrong with that? It's equivalent to the Medal of
Brandon.
So
Brandon, I never ever in my life thought I would hear a man in uniform that claims to be in uniform say what you and agree what you just said. I never thought you. It's sad, Brandon. You don't even know why you're putting the uniform on now. You're just doing it because Donald Trump told
Can
you
you
to
tell
do
me
it.
what was so disrespectful about that?
Nope. No, because you're not going to believe it.
No, break it
During
down.
Calvin, the White House confirming that the president has called all four families today. Representative Frederica Wilson
This is another
tonight
incident.
telling me that she heard the call to the widow of LaDavid Johnson, and she says
Listen to this
she
story.
heard a comment from the president that she believes was, quote, insensitive and insane.
Minutes before she was grieving the death of her husband across his casket, President Trump calling widow Maisha Johnson.
So insensitive.
Representative Frederica Wilson was with the widow and says she heard the call by speakerphone and says she heard the president say he knew what he signed up for, but when it happens, it hurts anyway.
Yeah, he said that. So insensitive. He should not have said that, and he shouldn't have said it.
The president speaking of the death of South Florida's LaDavid Johnson and 3 other soldiers killed in Niger, falsely saying other presidents didn't contact families of the fallen.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it.
What do you think about that? You think excuse that one.
Every service member signs their name on a blank check up to including their life. Okay.
So you didn't have a problem with Trump saying that?
I don't know if he said that. That's coming from the mouth of someone else. And I don't believe everything that people say. So
Okay. How about this?
July 17, it was a critical meeting at the Pentagon early on in his presidency. Jim Mattis, Rex Tillerson, Gary Cohn tried to inform the president why America's safety hinged on alliances, trade deals, military bases around the world. They used maps and graphics to try to stop Trump from getting bored, but the president was not impressed by the presentation. With leaders of the military branches around the table, the president railed against the war in Afghanistan for starters, and then things got worse. In an article adapted from their book, Rucker and Lenig write, Trump's comments, quote, stunned nearly everyone in the room, and some vowed they would never repeat them. Indeed, they have not been reported until now. I wouldn't go to war with you people, Trump told the assembled brass. Addressing the room, the commander-in-chief barked, you're a bunch of dopes and babies.
You think our generals, Mattis, Tillerson, things like that, you think they would lie? You think Mike Pence and all these people are making this stuff up, Brandon?
no, there's some truth to it.
How does it feel putting on that uniform every day, knowing Donald Trump doesn't give a darn about you? You're just a photo op. You're just a photo op at best.
I tell you, he don't care about me anymore. I care about him.
But you're the one voting for him.
Yeah.
You're the one pushing him.
Yep,
You and your
I
wife,
support
y'all
my
sit there.
politics.
Y'all gotta lay up in the room together tonight, knowing that Donald Trump doesn't give a ding about you putting on that uniform. You're useless to him. He has no problem standing on your grave for a photo op. I'd hate that to happen if that ever happened. You know he has no problem doing it, right?
Yeah, nothing you really said has persuaded me to think that maybe perhaps Kamala Harris is a better candidate.
I know. I didn't think
all
I
I
was
feel like you're
persuading
doing
you.
is-
I wasn't honestly. I wasn't trying to persuade you. What I was doing was I was putting a seed inside of your head, right? And you know, I say this and I say it in a joking way, but it's very serious. Everybody that supports Donald Trump is guaranteed to get the ultimate MAGA reward. You know what it is?
No, what is it?
Jail, and if you don't get your soul right, hell, with a chapter 11 in between.
Don't say
With a
that.
no, with the chapter 11 in between. Because what you've done is you've separated yourself from who you truly are, and you've allowed this thing that I call the MAGA demon to take over your vessel. Now you're a vessel of transgression. And you're on this Trump train, and it's going to end when you take your last breath on this planet. And in the event you meet your maker, you're going to probably try to get in through those pearly gates, right? And these kind of conversations, these are going to be critical, right? Because you won't be able to say you didn't know the truth, Brandon. What you're going to have to say is, I heard it, but guess what? I ignored it. Because I don't understand how a man that claims to be a man of in uniform could actually hear Donald Trump saying this and hear his generals validating this. You hear the vice president validating this. All right. And these are high ranking people. You hear them saying this. People he picked. And you get on TikTok and you say, I don't believe them. I believe myself. It's dangerous what you're doing, Brandon. It's dangerous and it's disrespectful. All right? And I don't care if you don't believe what I'm saying, but I just want you to know, between you and I don't find it to be a very good thing that you do by doing that. It's disrespectful to our men and women in uniform. All right? Now, I got to move on, Brandon. I got to move on. You're possessed with the MAGA demon. Any last words?
Yes, real quick. If you're familiar with Tulsi Gabbard, she's a colonel in the U.S. Army.
Nope. She's a traitor. She's a traitor too. And just, ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Brandon what he deserves. Brandon is clearly possessed with the MAGA demon. He's on the wrong side of history, and he's going to definitely be in the lake of fire when it's all said and done. Brandon, I tried to save you. I gave you ample opportunities to come into the light. But between what we just heard today, you didn't choose the light. You chose the darkness. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm turning up the temperature on the lake of fire. And we're about to throw Brandon and his significant other who was in the background with him. We're going to throw them into the lake of fire. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Brandon what he deserves. A huge round of boos and shame. Bye, Brandon.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Bye, Brandon. I've heard enough, Brandon. That was disgusting, what I heard, and it is now time for us to bring up some others who might have a different perspective on what Brandon was saying. I see you, Ange. We're going to hear from you too, Ange, because I know you got something to say. Goats, good morning.
Good morning, Zeus. How are you?
I'm all right. Welcome to the show.
He's gone. He's lucky he's gone.
You want to talk to Brandon? You want to talk to Brandon?
He wants to come back up.
Okay, at your request, because you are a man that I truly respect. Brandon, please send us a guest request, all right? Goats R Us wants to speak with you.
How you doing today, Zeus?
I'm all right. It's just interesting, right? These people get up here and they ignore Donald Trump, and they pretend that they were men and women in uniform, but it doesn't seem like they are.
It's sad. I got cold chills when he was sitting there talking that.
Okay, let me bring him back up. All right, Brandon. Meet Goats R Us. Come on back up here. There he is, right there, just for you.
Brandon, what service you serving? Are you active right now?
I'm active.
What branch you in?
U.S. Navy.
Navy. Where you stationed at?
Texas.
Texas?
Yep.
Okay. So you have no feelings about the January 6th tearing down of the flag, them replacing the flag with a traitor, a Dodge drafter, a man that speaks horrible about veterans, a man that speaks horrible about Medal of Honor. That does not bother you? You would just soon let it pass you by? Wearing an American uniform? Are you for real?
Did you hear me say that earlier?
If you're supporting Donald Trump, I don't have to hear it. You explain it right there.
No, that's
Brother, I lost 16 buddies.
Hey, listen,
And
before
I'm
you
shaking,
get all emotional,
talking, because that is disgusting. I don't care.
There you go.
If you're in
listen.
uniform and you're supporting this man, you have no respect to be in that uniform whatsoever. And I don't care what people say. I love my country. I fought for it. I lost brothers and sisters for it. And for a man to sit here and back a guy that daily and then goes and stands over a man's grave and then goes to Dover. You know how many bodies came home at Dover when he was in office? 196. You know how many he was there for? 4. Because of the BS he played in the Yemen raid that got a Navy SEAL unalived. And the soldier went there, or came home, and his father was there, wouldn't shake that traitor's hand because he was disrespectful. He sent Mike Pence, his VP. That's the worst president ever, and you're supporting this man, get out of here, dude. Get out of here. I have no respect for people like you. None. None. That
You
is
hear
a
that, Brandon?
disgrace.
You hear that,
An
Brandon?
absolute disgrace.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm listening to everything he has to say.
And
You know
it
what?
doesn't affect you at all. It does
You know-
not affect you at all.
You understand that Goats is very, very passionate, and there's some truth in what he's saying if you're listening to it. Do you sense what he's saying to you in the seriousness behind what he is saying? Do you sense it, Brandon?
I can hear it in his voice. He's
Do
very.
you think this man who has served our country is lying to you like you believed Pence and all of our other high-ranking generals were?
No, I don't. I never said he was lying, and I never said I supported what happened on January 6th. So I just feel like I'm constantly being attacked by you guys by assumptions, and I never said that.
If you're in uniform, you're being attacked by the ex-commander-in-chief. That doesn't bother you, but you feel you're being attacked by another veteran, but
No,
the highest ranking officer in the country can attack you, and that's fine? That's fine with you?
No, that's not what I said.
Answer that.
No, what
But
I'm
that,
saying.
that is what you said. You said you
No.
feel like you're being attacked. But
I
yet,
am.
if you're in uniform and you consider him saying suckers, losers, and then I did hear you say it's equivalent, the Medal of Honor and whatever, just
The Medal
because
of
you
Freedom,
donate
yep.
millions to. Yes. Get out of here with that. That is unreal, brother. Unreal. Well, I don't even want to call you brother. Traitor. That is disgusting.
Yeah, so
It is.
everyone that puts on a uniform, they raise their right hand, they swear an oath to protect and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Okay,
Domestic.
Same
And you know
thing.
what we're defending right now? You know what we veterans are defending right now? A domestic terrorist, because that's all he is. He has caused MAGA to become a domestic here in the United States. Look at these posts these fools are making. Do you people not realize it?
Yeah, there are definitely some extremists. I hear about them. I never met one. I never talked to one personally. I am not one of those people. So please do not affiliate me with that. Okay.
But Brandon, here's the thing, right? I'm not a thief, but I hang out with a bunch of them. You get the problem here?
No, guilty by association. But
Yeah.
like I said, you can't. Don't compare me to some people who try to rip down the flag on January 6th. That was
But Brandon, if we're looking at a crowd of Trump supporters, we don't have time to assess whether or not you're as far out as the others. We're just going to see a crowd of MAGA. And as far as we're concerned, you have enough evidence to come to the same conclusion. It's a bunch of domestic terrorists.
That's not.
You're aligning with people who voted for Donald Trump, who also attacked the Capitol. He calls them hostages.
Having an award ceremony. The gala, January 6th gala. I mean, what does the Navy call when you guys go into your chow halls or wherever your captains and commanders and generals? We called it the brigade, our brigade and all that. What TV station's on in those buildings?
I don't know what you're talking about. What TV station?
Well, in the Army and overseas when we was in Iraq, it was always Fox News. And guess what? When I got out, I admit I was hooked on Fox News. And then boom, Jason woke up and I realized, what am I doing? What am I listening to? And then I realized, man, I'm not falling for this cult. I am not falling for it. And that's where it's taking you. If you continue to follow this group, you're going to be down in it, and there's no getting
Let me
out of
tell
it.
you,
So
man,
you better wake
I
up.
don't even have cable TV. All right, so I don't
And
watch Fox
I'm not
News.
talking about at my
okay?
house. I'm
I
talking
read.
about in the military.
Oh, all right.
I'm talking when I was in the military.
All right.
So if you're putting on that uniform every morning when you get back from your PT and you're putting on that and it says United States Navy, look in the mirror at yourself and say, am I supporting a guy that disrespects people daily when I'm in this uniform? And look at the back mirage of you and say, man, he's disrespecting me. And I'm over here fighting when he dodged the draft.
You remember that, Brandon?
He does not care about you.
He didn't go to. He said he didn't go to Vietnam because he had bone spurs, right?
Yeah,
but he
played
did.
basketball.
But he had his own version of Vietnam. He said, hooking up with women. You remember that?
Yeah, I can tell you guys. I remember that, and I tell you also.
That's disrespectful.
When Harris was first put out
No,
that
no,
she's
no,
the
no.
new nomination.
We're not talking about Harris.
Sir.
I was 50% across the board. Like,
Sir.
I even told my wife, I was like, I don't know who I'm going to vote for. I was feeling Harris. I was like, let me do my
Sir.
own research. And I
Sir.
did my own research. And that's where I'm at today. With my own research, I feel like Trump is a better candidate.
Guess what? Guess what, Brandon? You're not only disrespecting yourself, you're disrespecting your wife. You're disrespecting your own kids.
Wow, you guys
You
are
don't care.
way far.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's the fact. They're taking rights away from your wife, from your children. And it's showing. If you continue to support this man,
abortion rights,
you have no respect. It's called respect.
Brandon,
And I hope she hears me.
Tell him, Brandon, your wife, she's agreeing with you on TikTok, but I know deep inside she's completely divided. She's not going to sit here and allow you to take over her. She's not in favor of that.
You want to talk to her and ask her that?
Bring her on. I guarantee you. She's screaming for help as far as I'm concerned. I've done this for a while.
Hello.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
I'm great. I'm working right now. I'll talk to you for a minute. I'm an attorney. I'm trying to work. But I will just say, like, I'm the one that was a Trump supporter before my husband was. So to say I'm following his lead is kind of upsetting.
You're okay with Trump and the Republicans taking away your rights? And basically what I'm asking you is, do you want to surrender to Brandon the rest of your life and let him control what you do? Because, I don't think you and Brandon, I mean, it's nice when people live together for forever, but most people don't stay in a relationship forever, So I'm just wondering, are you ready to surrender all that you are to Brandon at that level? Brandon, my body is 100% yours, and I don't make the decisions, you make it. Is that your way of doing it as an attorney?
No one said that's what I'm doing. That's what you're saying I'm doing, but you don't know
Yeah.
me. So you need to stop trying to make assumptions about me. You don't know me, so don't make assumptions, okay?
I'm not making any assumptions. We're talking about your rights.
I have my rights, and I'm okay with everything. My husband doesn't make any decisions for me. I make my own decisions.
No. He does.
Oh, are you making a decision for me right now?
Your husband is, yeah.
No, you are, because you're telling me what my husband does for me. You have no idea. Stay in your lane.
I'm in my lane, man. I'm just trying. I'm trying to make sure you understand what your husband is signing you up for. All right. Oh. Well, you see that they ran. You see that, Mr. Goats? Brandon ran.
I do.
Yeah.
Yep, I sure do.
Wow.
It's disgraceful. It's, MAGA has got me banned on my other accounts because, I wasn't man enough to join the Marines because I'm a Harris support, Hey, I'm back. I have never once, it upsets me, and I tell them, they cannot love this country, be a military, and support a Dodge drafter, a man that, I'm a disabled combat vet. I'm 100% through the VA. I get my, disability from them. Project 2025. People can't tell me that he's not part of it. If he wasn't part of it, why is he not going after him for defamation? His name's clearly in it. If he was not involved, why not? Why would he spend $60 million on it? Get out of here. You brainwashed, uneducated Muppets.
Tell him. Tell him, Brandon. I mean, tell him, Coach. I'm so sorry.
Oh, now Zeus got me.
No, I didn't. Listen, no. But I appreciate you taking time out this morning to talk to that other gentleman, right? Because he wasn't hearing it from me. He wasn't listening to Pence or all the other generals. He's in his own world with his wife. And it's disgusting to see we have men and women in uniform that are okay with Donald Trump as a commander in chief disrespecting them. I've never seen anything like that, right?
No. I mean, to someone with any kind of knowledge, when 41 of your 44 cabinet members that you handpicked is not supporting you, when your own vice president is not supporting you, when no former presidents showed up to the Republican clown convention, that should ring a bell in people's heads. But no, they refuse to listen. They refuse. They believe their lies. They allow a lie to be believed by themselves.
Thank you.
So, well, Zeus, I appreciate it, and keep up the good work, guys. Enjoy and keep checking that voter registration, please.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Goats R Us Farm. Follow his account. This is his backup account. All right. Yeah. Mrs. Brandon, she saw where I was going because I said to her, I said, your husband runs you. Oh, they're in their house right now, fighting right now. I got them fighting right now. You don't run me. Trust me, there's going to be a lot more arguments about that. Good morning, Ange. So lovely to see you. How are you?
I'm okay. Good morning, everyone.
Yes.
Hold on. Can I just put something up real quick?
Yeah. Brandon and Mrs. Brandon, listen up. We got something for you, all right? Just got to listen.
Hold on. Give me just 1 second.
I don't believe she's an attorney either. If she is an attorney, all right, Ange. If she is an attorney, I promise you, all the paperwork she made him sign is in her favor. I promise you. Oh!
He's looking a little tired. I don't know if you've already brought this one up.
I haven't brought that up. That's
I think this just shows a lot about him and his party. They're tired. They're flailing. They cannot. They don't have anything. They cannot stop Kamala. She is 2 decades younger, 19 years younger. So let's just say 2 decades. He cannot keep up. This is elder abuse.
This is.
He should be in a nursing home. Dementia is, he's totally off. I mean,
Look at the difference.
Exactly. That's
Right.
actually why I wanted to put this up. Look at the difference here. You guys have a problem. I mean, I don't know. Like yesterday, he was flailing so much, and he's offering to pay for IVF for everyone. And mandating private insurance companies to pay for IVF. Do we know what this costs? I mean, as much as I do want that for women, that's at least $15,000 per round.
What?
I have a friend who went through this. She had to go through 3 rounds, and thankfully she was successful. But they had almost $50,000 into this.
Wow.
As much as I love the idea, how would we get the money for that?
So you think he's just saying stuff because he's desperate and scared?
Wailing. This is the man that was bragging about overturning Roe v. Wade, about putting 3 Supreme Court justices on there to overturn Roe v. Wade. He was bragging. He was saying that women should be punished for having an abortion. He said they should be punished.
Donald Trump said, wait a second, he said that women should be punished.
Yes, and a Chris Matthews, I think I can't remember his name.
She's not lying. I don't know if you're talking to Ann. She's not lying.
No, it was a town hall. I think it was with Chris Matthews. Look it up. It was just a couple years ago. Women should be punished. Okay. Oh, and before I forget, this is my backup, guys. I got into a little trouble last week, so
it happens to all of us. Actually, did you know I got reported this morning too?
I wasn't here yet, but I heard.
Yeah.
Didn't you yesterday too?
No, yesterday was the power outage, right? I was right in the middle of cooking a macadamia, and all of a sudden, everything went out. I said, I've never had anything like this happen on TikTok, seriously, but we're back, all right?
You have been cooking this week, Zeus.
Yeah.
God,
I don't know how.
I had some things I wanted to say to Brandon, too, but I mean, Goats came up and just knocked it out of the park, so.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, Goats. We love you so much.
Thank you, Goats.
Thank you for everything you do. Brandon, if you're here, I do want to say to you, if you're active duty, you probably shouldn't be out here on social media using your government name. That's probably not a good idea because you're supposed to be apolitical if you are serving.
I don't think Brandon has really been serving. I mean, maybe he was at one point, but Brandon seems totally disconnected from reality.
Yes.
But you're right, Angela. Go ahead, finish telling him he's not supposed to be.
I mean, if you're here, it's just a suggestion. Your wife is a fake TikTok lawyer.
We ran into those. Yep.
I mean, come on. She sounded just like one of those. But okay, can I just do one last thing?
Absolutely.
Okay, give me a second. Sorry for the delay. I'm just gonna do this here. I don't care. I mean, this is James _ Weigel, WIGL. He is a Trump supporter. Says he's pro-life and he holds lives, and he brings up people And one of them happened to have a disability. She told him she had a disability. She said, "Can you please speak slower because I have autism?" He laughed at her and he mocked at her. So you Christians, you pro-life friggin' Christians, you're hypocrites. Hypocrites. So if you have time, head on over and maybe he'll debate you. I've been trying for about 2 weeks now because I'm disgusted with people that make fun of anybody with a disability.
Sick.
Because they cannot help it. But that is what Trump supporters do. I think a lot of people know I've been suffering with my seizures, and if I hold alive and my speech is off because of it, they pick on me. They mock me and they pick on me. You're disgusting people. You
Wow.
really are. But anyway, this is
They
James,
ask, who is he? What's his account? Do we have his account?
James _WEIGL. I think you should all swarm him. Let's set a
Lord
date
have
for
mercy.
next week. I'm
Lord.
sorry. I cannot handle a pro-life Christian mocking a person with disabilities. As a former special education teacher of 19 years, and a son with autism, not under my watch.
Wow, wow, wow.
And he's very against, he has a video, he's very against watching porn, which means he watches it all day. We all know
Typical.
that.
They like to tell on themselves when they ban things, right? When they're against it, that means they're for it.
He's a piece, you know what. Anyway, I'm going to drop.
Okay.
I know you're in time crunch. Thank you for having me.
All right, all right, all right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful Ange, ladies and gentlemen, let's give her a round of applause. Ange put his they said they want to talk to you, or they want to know what his information is, all right? Let's keep going. All righty then. All right, who do we have next, ladies and gentlemen? Who do we have next? All right, we don't have much time. Doc Holliday, what's going on?
I'm just wondering if you're going to ever get any help for this TDS. Zeus.
What?
When are you ever going to get help for your TDS?
What are you talking about?
Y'all sit up here, you and your little fan club, and do this every day, man. Don't you get tired of it?
What are you saying? You have a problem with the way that I'm running my broadcast?
I think you're a man child. That's what I think. My wife does too. Everybody
You're not. So, Doc, listen, Doc, I don't know you from a bag of rocks. I don't know you from a bag of rocks. Listen. You're married? You're married? Where's your wife at? Where's your wife at? I don't believe you're married, Doc. Where is your wife at?
I'm right here.
Right there.
Punk.
Oh! Woo!
Right there.
Well, why don't we turn on our cameras then? Let's do it.
Because I'm sitting there with my shirt off. I just woke up.
Who cares? Show us what a MAGA demon looks like. Is your wife looking like that too?
You know, you claim all this demon shit and you call yourself
Hey,
God.
keep it clean.
I have a video of you calling yourself God on Jeff's fucking live.
Hey, Doc, please don't use profanity. Please don't use profanity. You can say what you want to say. Okay. All right, no profanity. Now listen. Now you know how to unmute. Now go ahead. Turn on that camera. Yeah, turn on the camera and bring your wife into this conversation. Ma'am, are you there?
I'm here.
All right. Now, why'd you go and call Zeus anything other than what I've been asked to call? What I've asked you, right? You know, my name is Zeus or Triple H. Triple H. Listen, man, it's
everyone. You down everyone that's for Trump. Won't let people say their point, and you make me sick with all those little sounds that you got in the background. It's
childish.
disgusting.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave.
What about that one?
Yeah, I can leave, but I can stay too. Nothing you can do about it.
So y'all don't like Trump's voice?
Yeah, I love Trump's voice. I don't like your voice.
Okay, well, she said she had a problem with the sounds. Most of the sounds are Trump's voice.
If you're not happy here,
what about that?
Rambling on and on about Trump.
What about
TDS?
insane asylums, you know, they go crazy when I say the.
So, ma'am, here's the deal. Ma'am, here's the deal. Here's the deal.
Ma'am.
I want to ask you something serious.
Let me finish talking to the man of the house. Let me finish talking to the man of the house. All right, Doc, hold on, ma'am. Are you there, ma'am?
I don't think she really wants to talk to you. I want to ask you something serious.
Well, I was trying to talk to the man of the house, Doc.
Well, I mean,
I'm not the man in the house. So I don't.
No, you are. You know you are. Stop it. You know you run everything in that house.
You're projecting what goes on.
So who runs the house? Who? Let me speak to the supervisor. Who runs the house between you two of you?
You're talking to him.
My husband is the head of this household.
Okay.
Like
Your
any
husband
other
is.
Christian home is.
No.
My husband, me, then the children.
No, wait. What's the order
There is
again?
an order.
What's the order? God
first.
Okay. When the last time God been in that house? When the
man,
last time God been in the house?
God is in his house
God's in my
daily.
house.
Oh, okay. Let me speak to him. Let me speak to God real quick.
See, you're not a Christian. Look at what you're doing. That's blasphemous.
No. You told us
Yeah,
God
you're
was in that
tempting the Lord.
house.
You're tempting
So
the
let's
Lord. You're
so
an evil demon, Zeus.
so let's just stop the
And
line,
I'm calling
Doc.
you out in front of your little fan club, and they're sitting here listening.
Doc,
to
Doc. Let's call it out. Let's stop. God's not in that house. God's not in that house. God's not in that house. All right. So let's stop. Who's next in
You
line?
call yourself God,
Doc,
You
who's
call
next in
yourself
line?
God.
Who's next in line, Doc? If God's not there, if God's not at the house, who's next in line that I could talk to?
God
You?
is in this house.
Where? Turn on the camera. Show us him.
You say you're tempting the Lord again.
How am I tempting the Lord? I'm talking
But
to
you
you.
sit here and say stuff about people's Christian values, but you have none, zero.
So you're not going to turn the camera on and show us God. You're not going to let us talk to him. I'm just going to go ahead and err on the side of caution and say God's not in that house unless you show us him.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
say
So
God's
let's.
not in your heart. You don't
Okay.
know God. You do not know God. You
I
think
know.
you are God, and you're not.
I
You
know
will
for a
be
fact
condemned,
that
you will face the wrath.
and guess what you're doing?
And that pretend like the fire you like to operate over there.
Mhm.
You'll find
That's
yourself
where
in
you're
it.
headed to, bud.
Yeah. Right. So I want to talk to the man of the house, and it sounds like she's back. Right?
She doesn't want to talk to you. I'm the one talking to you. So.
No, but she's chiming in every time you and I are having a conversation. So either we're going to talk to the man of the house.
Some respect.
He,
I'll
don't-
answer.
he doesn't have respect. That's the whole problem.
I have the most respect.
No,
There's
you
nobody
don't.
more respectful
No,
than
you
me on
don't.
TikTok.
Respect me.
You the
Think
most
about it. Think about it,
disrespectful person
Doc,
on TikTok
Doc.
I've ever seen.
I'm the most disrespectful.
Yeah.
What makes Zeus disrespectful? I hear you out. I address all your concerns, right? And I actually take time to point out the fact that you're a liar.
We
Huh?
could actually get along with each other if you knew how to conduct yourself, but you don't.
I
You never
actually,
have.
Doc. Let me be honest with you. Here's the problem.
You
I
are
sense.
a 40-year-old child.
Okay. I get that's how you feel. But let me explain to you what the problem is. You and the man of the house are sitting at home right now,
See how
miserable.
disrespectful you are?
You're
showing it.
miserable. You're miserable. You know
No,
why
I'm
you're
not
miserable?
miserable.
You know why you're miserable?
How am
Because
I
every
miserable,
day between me and other people who get up here, all we do is reveal that you are supporting a liar,
do is
a
reveal
con
that
artist,
you
a con artist, and a
Trump
criminal.
derangement syndrome.
Okay, look at this. I got to mute Doc. He's having what we call a vexation of the spirit, right? The MAGA demon, he's not a Christian. He's a hypocrite. If you go read the good book, it was the hypocrites that crucified the good Lord. And Doc and the man of the house with him. Doc,
Can I ask you a serious question?
if you go get the man of the house and let's have church.
Okay, let's calm down. Let's bring it down a notch.
No.
Listen, I want to ask you something about this election.
No.
Are you willing to listen?
No, I want to talk to both of you, or I'm just going to have to keep minutes.
Talk to
Let
you.
me.
I'm the one talking to you. I'm the only one who wants to talk to you, Zeus.
I know she's back there listening to me.
And you want me to leave the room so we can have a
No,
conversation?
I want Doc.
Don't
You
get
said
triggered.
you want a serious conversation. Go get her. You two sit down on the couch. Is it a couch that you're on right now with your shirt
Settle
off?
down. No, I'm in my chair.
Okay,
Big
well,
one.
tell her to get a
Beautiful
seat
chair.
too.
Huge chair.
Tell her to get a seat and let's talk. And I don't want to hear any insults. I just want truth.
Can you settle down for a minute where I can ask you a serious question? Is this a close election going on right now?
It was a close election, but
No,
it's
it
not
is
going
a
to be
close
close
election.
anymore. It's not going to be close anymore, Doc, because here's the thing.
If Trump wins in November, what are you going to do?
Doc, I'm not entertaining any of your little hypotheticals.
No, what are you going to do?
What I want you to do, Doc, is answer a couple of my
You
questions.
won't be able to sit on
Doc,
TikTok and get all
Jesus
this.
Christ. Woo! The demon is strong this morning, Doc. Doc,
You'll be out of a job. Your career will. Donald Trump.
Hey, Doc, I got something for you, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
Doc
TikTok
thinks
is
Donald
going
Trump
to
is
be
still. Doc, tell me what makes you think Trump is going to win. What do you got? What
The
numbers?
numbers.
Which numbers?
All
What
the
numbers?
numbers.
Show me
All
the
the
numbers. Because I don't know if you've been seeing the poll numbers lately, but
Yeah, the
he's
poll
losing.
numbers are split.
No, he's losing. Did you see him go off on Truth Social?
Crazy.
Did you hear him go off on Truth Social yesterday on Fox News? You didn't hear what he did?
Well, that's nothing unusual. Trump
He said
going off on him.
So he's saying Fox News, they're not trusted. He can't trust them with the poll numbers. Have you heard Kamala Harris's crowd sizes? Have you seen it?
Have you seen Trump?
Have you seen the fundraising? Do you see the excitement and the
Have you seen
enthusiasm?
Trump fundraising?
Sir, the answer to these questions is no. And you know what, Doc? I thought
Yes,
you were
I
coming
have
up.
seen all of
Okay,
it.
you
I've
said
been
you wanted.
keeping up with this forever.
You said you wanted to have a truthful conversation, right, Doc?
And I'm gonna be quiet and let you ask your questions.
Okay, thank you. I would appreciate it if you and the man of the house controlled the demon for a split second.
I can't control you.
No. Is that her again? Is that her again? Ma'am. Ma'am, why are you so disrespectful to Zeus? Ma'am, why are you so disrespectful to Zeus?
Because you're evil. That's why.
No. I was talking to the man of the house, Doc. Doc,
Well, you
I'm not
tell
talking to
him.
you. Where's the man of the house?
You're nothing but a devil, is what you said.
Okay. So you think Zeus is the devil? Well, guess what I'm going to do?
Yes.
I'm turning up the temperature. Doc, tell your wife. Doc, tell your wife or the man of the house this. Tell him Zeus is turning up the temperature on the lake of fire. I've heard enough. I've heard enough. And the crowd has spoken. The audience has said, you know what, Zeus? Go ahead and throw Doc and the man of the house that's sitting there with him with their shirts off, because they're both sitting there waiting to go to hell. Zeus, throw him in the lake of fire. Doc, I'm going to throw you in the lake of fire. Just, Doc, be quiet for a quick second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, join me. Get rid of this MAGA demon. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending Doc straight to the pits of hell via the lake of fire. Doc is up here possessed with his shirt off in the house with the man of the house, all right? Embarrassing themselves on TikTok. Ladies and gentlemen, it's with great honor. Let's give him a round of boos and shame. I'm pretty sure she hates this.
Silence, you macadamia.
Jesus Christ, these people, I tell you, they're so worked up today. Kamala must have unlocked something last night, ladies and gentlemen. She must have unlocked something last night, because these Trump supporters have clearly, and I do mean clearly, lost their minds. All right. Good morning. Thank you, Rick, for the galaxy. Thank you, Rick. Jess, what the heck is going on today? Did Kamala do something last night that just got them all worked up? I don't get it.
So you know what's funny about that?
What's
I
that?
actually have something. So JD Vance said yesterday, well, basically he said that she sounded like Katie Upton. Don't get her twisted with the Katie Upton who is a Sports Illustrated model. This
Right.
is a CAIT, Kate. And she gave a horrible answer a long time ago at a pageant, but I just want to clarify a little something. So he compared Kamala, a well-educated woman on the left, to her. Now let's look at her.
Wow.
Oh, is that her with Donald Trump?
That's her?
Yeah, that's her. And if you go to her Twitter, she
Wow.
spouts off a whole bunch of anti-vax conspiracy theories. She is
Mm-mm-mm.
also an election denier. So
Wow.
it's really funny. You compared a well-educated woman to a MAGA woman.
Wow.
Anywho, and then for the MAGA today, you guys, you can go to BetterHelp for your ZPS.
Hey, Doc.
Doc, Tom, who else? Brandon.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Jimmy for a while. You remember Jimmy? I ain't seen him for a while.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, they got you. You're saying these folks got Zeus derangement syndrome, Jess?
Absolutely. They're here every single day coming to listen to you. They can quote your lines. They also don't have an original bone in their body, so they try to twist your lines to fit their narrative. You know what I mean? It's really funny. They do that to the left too. And I've heard them try to say that we're weird.
Yeah.
Now, all of a sudden.
Wow.
But it sounds weird whenever they say it, you guys.
Wow.
It really does.
Wow.
And this is for Tom. I saw you here, buddy. I know you love the peanut butter, so you're a peanut butter boy.
Wait. What is he doing with the peanut butter?
Well,
And
you know-
is there nuts in that? Is there nuts, or is that just pure cream?
It's cream. It's because he can gargle peanut butter with that.
Lord have mercy.
And all the men of the house.
Lord have mercy.
Men of the house. Acting like the Muppets.
Oh my
Goats
God.
coming out something tough. That's
Wow.
my friend right there. Y'all don't mess with goats.
Yeah.
He cooked this morning.
Yeah, he did. I've never seen him doing that, but he was definitely unchained this morning. Good job, Goats, cooking that Brandon fella who claims to be a man in uniform.
And I have another thing that I want to show real quick, because you did show the Wendy Williams and The View,
Yes.
but there is another interview.
Mm.
Oh shoot, my other device got rid of it. Hold on just 1 second. So
No
in
problem.
an interview in 1994, I believe, after Tiffany was born,
Mm-hmm.
he said that Tiffany has Marla's legs at 1 year old, and said it was too early to tell about. I mean, he literally did the motion at his chest.
Wow. I did see that video.
All right, let me pull it up.
He continues to over-sexualize his daughter, doesn't he? His
All of
daughters.
All
Yeah.
of them.
Sapphire, we're not lying. We are not lying. This is why the men who support Donald Trump love him, because he gives them permission to do it to their own daughters.
Sorry, there's an ad.
It's the lost Donald Trump video that has people talking. Trump and then wife Marla Maples appeared on the TV show Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous back in 1994.
Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
Asked about their daughter Tiffany, who was then just a year
Here, can you hear it?
Yep.
Yours, and what does Tiffany have of Marla's? Well, I think that she's got a lot of Marla. She's a really beautiful baby, and she's got Marla's legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this part yet, but time will tell.
Daily Show host Trevor Noah dug up the long forgotten.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure nobody has seen this clip since it had
Wow.
Yeah, and
Wow.
that's what you guys support. And
sick
I
stuff.
heard a whole bunch of things in the comments about Katie Johnson lying, and this comment was from another woman, and you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Sick.
And you know who you are, because I paid $10 to Alive to get your booty dropped. Because you always spout off misinformation, and I just wanted to troll a little bit that day.
Thank you.
But the thing is, you guys sit here and begged for the Epstein files to be released, right?
Uh-oh. You got him?
No. They just begged for it to be released, and now it's released.
They don't say much, right?
Yeah, and they don't want to admit it. They say that it's fake. They say, oh, it's a conspiracy. But Alan Dershowitz was in the documents. Donald Trump was in the documents. Now, Alan Dershowitz, especially, I got an issue with him because he was on the quote-unquote dream team for O.J. Simpson.
Wow.
And he defended him and got him off. But there's another thing I wanted to say because they want to talk about, I heard trafficking come up.
Yeah.
I heard trafficking come up earlier.
I did too.
And I just
That was
wanted
Brandon.
to bring
Brandon, the man in uniform who allows Donald Trump to trample him. Yeah, and walk
Let's
all
see,
over
where's
him.
my screenshots at? I got something special for him. Oh goodness, I have so many screenshots. Hold on. But there is a big problem. There is a big problem with trafficking. But I'll tell you what, it's on their side. There's a city councilman from Aberdeen. Boom, right here. There's this one. Okay, so this is from Oklahoma. Senator sentenced to 15 years for child trafficking.
Oh.
We got a GOP Republican donor convicted
of
trafficking. Oh, you guys remember Miller, right? Is it Jason Miller? Yeah. Jason Miller. And you want to know what he did? He wasn't trafficking anyone. He drugged his mistress who got pregnant with the schmortion pill. Let's see here. You guys know about Gates. His ex-best friend is doing a decade. He's also working with the police because he wants to get out earlier, obviously.
Wow.
This guy.
Nicholas Silence. She's doing her research. It's not digging. It's called research.
And it's the Aberdeen City Council member right here, and he actually has taken pictures on social media with Make P3DOs Afraid Again, and it's like in the MAGA hat style.
Yeah.
And it's so funny that he is one.
Wow.
Because he did it to a child for over 2 years.
This is some sick
And
stuff.
yeah, I got time. I got time to look up things. Sorry. And the mega church pastor and ex-Trump advisor admits to abuse.
Where are all those Trump supporters that love to say they are doing work to protect the kids? Where are they at now?
I don't know. They're all in jail, I guess.
Yeah, a bunch of liars.
MAGA lumberjack.
Wow.
Grape. Anyways, I think I've made my point. There most certainly is an issue. But it's with them. And they need to hold their own accountable. It's really funny to me that every time we clap back at something disgusting that they have done or said, all of a sudden we're bullies and they are victims. You guys need to start holding your own accountable because you guys, as the saying goes, you guys started it.
Yep.
We're just finishing it.
No lies.
And I got one more thing before I go. Do you think these people will be trying to look out for your best interest? Tulsi Gabbard, of course, the woman is worth the least out of all of them. But you got Elon Musk, $239 billion, RFK 15, JD Vance 10 million, Ramaswamy surprisingly 960 million, and then you got Trump, obviously. And you know what's funny is this man has bankrupted over 6 businesses. He may not have had a personal bankruptcy because he's got a lot of money from his family. Wow. It's amazing that he can fail forward his entire life, right?
Wow. Yeah.
And with all of that,
cooked.
I am done.
Wow.
Thank you for your time and allowing me to come up to cook these MAGA demons.
You've cooked them, and you've cooked them well. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Jess a round of applause. No lies detected. You see, if they don't like what I say, it's going to be hard to run from what these guests are coming up here and doing. And these people, ladies and gentlemen, These are some of the best people on TikTok that get in the box. I appreciate it when you show them love and support. All right. You follow them, you send them gifts. All right. Check out their lives. But they do this because they care about the country too. We're all doing this because we understand that we as citizens have to do our part to save our democracy. And that means at the moment, supporting Kamala Harris and getting out here and combating the misinformation and the disinformation that has been plaguing our country. All right, let's bring up our next panelist. Don't worry, I'm going to go a little longer this morning. All right. Oh, Shay, are you there?
All right. Yes, I'm here. I don't know.
I got to go let the dog out. I'll be right back. All right. I'm going over. All right. Please go.
Sure. Hey, everybody in the kingdom. Yeah. So, Nutty, I don't know if you're in the chat or have submitted, but Nutty, Professor, and I are going to Red Crown's funeral in a couple of hours, actually. So, Nutty has flown in to Houston, Texas, and we got together last night and went to dinner. He got to meet my husband and my youngest son and come to my house. And so it was really, really cool. And so we're going to Red Crown's funeral today. So, of course, we will take pictures and, see what we can do to represent his TikTok family. And so just wanted to let you guys know that, we're representing and excited to do that. And say goodbye to our dear friend. Yeah. So I don't know if Nutty's
all right, I'm back.
or if he's even around. So
who was that? What was that? Good morning. All right, I'm back.
Nutty Professor and I, we got together last night. He flew in last night to Houston, Texas. Yeah, he got to come over to my house and meet my husband and my youngest son, and we went to dinner. It was so good to see him, and we're going to Red Crown's funeral in a couple of hours.
Oh, okay. Oh my God, that's why. Okay, R.I.P. Red Crown.
I know. So I will represent. The fact, Tom, that you don't know who Red Crown is really sad. I mean, I understand too. I'm not judging you for that, but you missed getting to know an amazing veteran. He was a Vietnam War vet. He served in the Navy. He was a Republican who was anti-Trump. And he was just the sweetest man. And he was 75 or 76 years old. And so he had a sudden heart attack, sadly. And we're going to be missing him. He ran amazing lives and was just the kindest man. And Tom, maybe Tank Top Tom, you might remember he used to tell the chicken joke on Zeus's Live. That's Red Crown. And so that's what we're doing. But but back to holy heck, I have listened to your entire show this morning while I'm getting.
I'm sorry. Oh my, I'm so sorry.
Some
some people are beyond being saved, right?
I mean, is it too early to drink? Is my question. Jesus. I mean, it's so sad to me that these people are. I mean, especially Brandon. I mean, what a lost young man, and he's not even young. He's almost 40, for freak's sake. I don't know what we do with these people to get them to understand. It's like he has to. It's like he has
the beautiful
to
Shay. Let's go. Beautiful Shay.
It's like he has to hear in Trump's own words that he said this to Mike Pence.
Yeah.
It's like he has to hear it. But I don't understand why he would think that people that have served this nation proudly would suddenly lie about Trump. Like it was so, that part, really, that tells you how deep they are into the cult.
Yes.
And even you play Trump's words all the time. You show that he says this stuff about his daughters and about women and about the military.
Do you think, because both of them had their significant others in the back, do you think their significant others really buy into men controlling them? Do you buy that? Do you think that's really going on?
No, I don't. Brandon's wife is interesting because she's an attorney, right?
Yeah.
We'll take her word for it.
Right.
But so no, I don't think any woman wants a man except for what's his face, the hillbillies. What was his name? Oh,
Doc.
Holiday.
Yeah.
Now, his wife absolutely wants him to control her. That's obvious.
Lord have mercy.
He had about 2 brain cells she was trying to rub together to get a spark there. For
Yeah. But this is MAGA right now. This is MAGA.
But you have different level. If you notice, you've got what we usually deem MAGA, which is, sadly, like Doc Holliday and his wife.
Yeah.
And then you've got Brandon and his wife, where they're educated. You've got a guy that's serving in the Navy, right?
Yeah.
But yet they are convinced that Trump is the better policymaker. But yet he spent 4 years in office. We know he's not a good policymaker.
Right.
It was proven that he was not a good policymaker.
Yeah.
And then what MAGA's excuse is well, he was fighting both sides. He was fighting both sides all the time.
These are self-inflicted things Donald Trump did to himself. No one told him to spend all day on Twitter.
Yeah,
that's what he did.
Exactly.
Attacking the media, and then when he's not on Twitter, he's committing crimes.
Yeah, and it just it's shocking to me. We saw what he was for 4 years. He wrote off a good economy, and still he couldn't handle a crisis. And he showed who he was as a leader of this country for all Americans when crisis happened. He can't handle it because it becomes no longer about himself, and then he turns it about himself because he's trying to win an election. It's just like what I wanted to pinpoint about the border with East Texas. Is if you're so concerned with the border policies and what's happening to quote unquote children, right?
Yeah.
Why aren't you upset at the Republicans not passing a border bill? That's what I wanted to ask you.
His mind,
the border bill.
Their minds can't process what you just said, right? Because that's something Trump did, and it would require them to be very critical of Donald Trump. And I don't believe there's a Trump supporter on this planet that can do that, because once you're in that cult, you lose that ability.
Yeah, you really do. And Kamala Harris, she did a great job with her interview. She will have her own interviews. Right? She wanted to introduce Tim because there's been some stupid stuff said about Tim and his family and his son and his service. So she needed to give him a chance because they only have 68 days. I think that MAGA misses the fact that this is the fastest ever election on the planet.
Yeah.
So they're not. Trump has been campaigning for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Literally for a year and a half. So he has the luxury to sit around and do 1,000 interviews. Because he says the same thing. He's been, she does not. She is on a time crunch, and she's got to get to these cities, and she's got to do this. So she'll do her interviews. She has no problem as a California to answer questions.
Kimmy, you cannot say Walz lied, all right? When we know Donald Trump is the biggest liar on the planet. Trump supporters, listen, even if Walz did lie, Kimmy, I'm going to be honest, I'm not even going to allow you to call that out, because the moment you try to call Kamala or Walz out on a lie, we're going to have to talk about Donald Trump's 30,000 lies.
Yeah, he didn't lie about anything. Oh, he said IVF. Okay, sorry, he's a man. He knew that his wife had fertility treatments, and he just used IVF. It was IUI. Same thing. He didn't naturally knock up his wife. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or the war thing.
They needed help.
Or the war statement that he made. It doesn't matter, because Donald Trump said Vietnam, his little Vietnam was going to war out here, hooking up with women. So,
catching STDs.
Yeah. Tell him, Shay. So stop trying to be victims, MAGA. Kimmy, you got to do better if you're trying to get the Democrats. You got to try better.
What I said needed some punctuation.
Yeah.
That's what he said. He was like, yeah, I needed some punctuation in my sentence. But I'm quite aware of who I served and what I served, and my record stands for itself.
Yeah.
It was Master Command Sergeant is the highest ranking for any enlisted soldier ever, and he obtained that. Now, because he had to go through a few things, he was retired at E8 instead of E9. But still, he absolutely earned that command and that position. So again, not lying. You guys want to hit with semantics, while missing the absolute blatant lies and attacks and disgrace to our military by Donald J. Trump. And he's going to sit there and say, oh, I think it's the Biden administration that set me up at Arlington. I didn't, really? I mean, you guys believe all this stuff that comes out of his mouth? He had a film crew. It wasn't about the family taking pictures of him. He had a film crew with him.
Tell him, Shay.
That is not allowed at Arlington National Cemetery. If the family wants to take pictures with you at their loved one's gravesite, they are sort of allowed to do that, but you're not allowed to film and have a film crew and make a commercial. It's a felony, actually.
And then get into an altercation.
Oh my God, and shove this woman.
I don't know how there's a Trump supporter on this planet wearing a uniform, calling themselves a Christian, that doesn't feel any shame for their position. It's just the most mind-boggling thing I've seen. It's like Trump is trying to throw the election away. And it's like he wants Kamala Harris to win, and he wants to go ahead and go through these trials and spend the rest of his life in prison. Because he's not using his brain.
Yeah. No, it's so true. And guys,
I get so angry. I get so angry when I think about the things Donald Trump does. I'm sorry, Shay. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're fine. No, it's so true. It's just, I don't know when people are going to wake up. He had a chance to do a border bill, but he wasn't going to get credit, so he didn't want it. So you tell me, it's either one way, he's going to run on it and scare you to death and tell you how afraid you should be and how horrible these people are and what's going on with your lives and taking black jobs and all of that he really, really cares about that, but yet at the same time refuses to allow it to be fixed.
Yeah. Tell them, Shay.
So is it really a bad thing or is it not?
It's not a bad thing because Donald Trump is profiting off of the border situation in so many ways, right? He was profiting so much. Wasn't Steve Bannon indicted because Steve Bannon got in on the cut in an illegal way, though, right? Yeah. It's so much money to make off of this. They decided to come together and put their little criminal minds together and come up with a scheme. Can you say scheme, MAGA?
Scheme, MAGA. Yeah, he went to prison for it, and then Trump pardoned him for scamming his own supporters and not building a wall.
Sick.
Again, why? Why are you falling for this? Why is this? Where does the dam break?
Yeah.
Where does it break? All? You guys have got to be all of you have to look like Trump did getting on that plane. You've got to look exhausted. You've got to be exhausted.
They are, Shay, and we're wearing them out, right? We're going to continue to wear out these MAGA demons, all right? By the time they lose this November, they're going to go, you're right, Zeus. He lost. Because we're wearing them out on social media. We're wearing them out at the rallies. We're wearing them out with the fundraising. We're wearing them out in the polls.
Yes.
It's over, MAGA. It really is.
It really is. And I think he's Florida's going to go blue. I think North Carolina's going to go blue.
Yep.
He's going to win Arizona. He's going to win, or she's going to win Arizona. She's going to win Georgia. It is going to, I'm telling you, the Biden-Harris and now just Harris and Walz are going to turn more red states blue because people are tired of the divisiveness. They're tired of the negativity. And you can do all your little stupid dances all you want, but
is that what he does?
Yeah, that's what he does.
Sick.
Lord have mercy.
Sick.
It's not going to get you to the White House. You were fired. Move on.
All right. Well,
Love
listen,
you guys
Shay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Shay. No lies detected. Georgia is blue. Bama. You've been wrong. You've been misled ever since I ran into you on this app. I used to think, you know what? Maybe one day Bama will wake up and get out of this nasty cult, but Bama won't do it. Bama, you are a deranged Trump supporter. Nutty, I'm going to get to you. I know you and Shay got to go somewhere. All right. Good morning, Tiffany, for the people. Nice to see you. Welcome back. Hi, how are you? Long time no see. Well, I've seen you here. All right, but haven't talked to you in a while. How are things going?
Well, things were a little rough for the past month, but
okay, it's nice to see you back on the battlefield. All right,
we're back on the battlefield.
Yes.
So good to see you, Juicy. Good to see you, Kingdom of Truth. Hello, everybody.
Thank you.
I missed you all.
And we've missed you.
Yeah, missed you back. So currently, I am filling out postcards to send out to registered voters in my area.
Wow.
So I am in the great state of Michigan. So again, like Michelle Obama said, do something. We're out here doing something, right?
Thank you.
At the end of the day, if you could make a small contribution, it's a very large contribution at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So, and I wanted to say, who was it? Was it Brandon's dusty wife? I wanted to talk to her.
The one that was the attorney and said that she's okay with surrendering to her man. Yeah.
Yeah, where did she get her degree? Dry Coochie Energy University?
Woo! I like that one.
Because I really just, I wasn't buying it. But MAGA, your time is up, right?
Yeah.
We are cooking you every day on the apps. We're cooking you every day in real time and in real life, right?
Yeah.
I got all my signs out front, Zeus. I'm ready. We got a lot of really amazing elections happening in Michigan.
Really?
Good. Yep.
So Trump was saying the engagement for Kamala is fake. You're not. What you're doing is like real engagement. Would you consider that real engagement?
Absolutely. That's real engagement, right? We have to live in reality. And we over here live in reality, right? And we're not going to say that there's not all of these amazing people showing up to VP Harris's rallies, because they are there. They're there and they're present, thousands and thousands of people. Oh, no.
Sorry, Tiffany. Bama said that you're not going to cook him.
Y'all ain't gonna cook me. I'll tell you that right now. There ain't no way in hell.
Okay.
First of all, just calm down, because your voice sounds like nails on the chalkboard. Okay, I can't because it's giving down south heathen. Yeah. Okay,
Tell him, Tiffany.
It's just
Hey, Zeus, and Georgia's not going blue.
Wait, Bama. Tiffany's talking to you. Yeah, Tiffany, please continue.
I was speaking, like VP Harris says. I'm speaking. Bama, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Bama, can I ask you a question?
Oh, yeah.
What's the last grade that you passed?
12th grade. Why are you wondering?
What? I'm just curious, because I'm trying to. I have so many theories.
Did I hear that correctly? Did he say 12th grade?
Was it high school?
Did you say 12th grade?
Yes, I sure did.
Well, Bama, it's never too late to go back to school. I am almost a tender 43-year-old, and I am back in school. I'm a junior in undergrad, and it's never too late to go back to school and get some education. But you cannot act like the smartest person in the room if you don't have a higher education.
You get that, Brandon?
Oh,
Bama.
Y'all's education ain't too good if you support Kamala Harris, because y'all are buck.
I had to stop you, Bama.
Nazis. Y'all vote for a Nazi.
Bama, Tiffany is ministering to you.
Wait. You're saying that us progressives on the left are voting for who? And watch the lingo on TikTok.
Yeah, you can't use that word, Bama. We're trying to.
It's a bunch of Nazis.
Bama.
You can't say that.
Bama, you got one more time to not follow. Can you control the demon?
Let me just. Hold on a second. I might have to cam up for Bama.
Okay. Yeah, because see, Bama has never been around beautiful people before. All right, and he's triggered. Okay, now Bama, turn on your camera, Bama.
Bama, don't get nervous.
Okay, Bama. Now let's do it the right way, Bama. Everyone, turn on their cameras, Bama. Now you see, we're not hiding like you. You see the diff? Oh.
I don't hide.
Oh, okay. Okay, now let's have.
Hey, I'm not scared of no damn. I'm not scared of no damn body.
Why are you screaming?
Can you? Let's have this conversation like some civilized.
Because I'm from the South. That's the way we talk.
No, you don't. I talk to a lot of people from the South, and they have a lot more respect for people than you do. No, you can go ahead and sit down. I prefer you to sit down. I don't want you to do anything while we're talking. I need your.
What I'm gonna do?
Now Tiffany's talking to you.
Bama, you're saying that VP Harris is NA. I'm not gonna say it. How can I? Schmatzy?
Yeah.
Schmatzy?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on a second. We're gonna ask you to back up what you're stating. Okay. But do you understand that literally Trump has taken rhetoric from the mustache man himself? When has VP Harris?
That's a lie. Prove it. Where's your receipts to prove it? Bring the receipts. Y'all never bring no receipts. Where's the?
Wait. She wasn't completing her.
The mustache man back during World War II literally said, "Make Germany great again."
Oh, Trump! Hey, I told you to bring the receipts to prove it.
I don't have to bring. You can Google. It's free 99.
Well, he's not. I'm sorry. Anybody's that way is Kamala Harris.
And if you barely graduated, you cannot sit up here and debate with people that have a vast longer lasting and ongoing educational background and experience. So this
Where you
is
from? Where are you from?
I'm not telling you where I'm. Well, actually, I said it earlier. I'm from the Midwest.
Well, that's the problem. They
Bama.
ain't
Okay, so Bama, let me show you what you went wrong. So Donald Trump, he posted a video, and in it talked about the unified right. That happened. And then he took it down, and we called him out on it. When he got called out, he took it down. No. So
13
thank you.
Afghanistan.
Bama. Remember yesterday? You were here yesterday.
Hey, he went to the family and he went to the family and told them they were
Bama. Tiffany, please continue to minister to him
Okay,
because
first of all, what are you talking about? That's the problem. I grew up in this state, and I've chosen to live here. But what do you mean? Like, just because I live in the Midwest? What is your point?
But remember, Tiffany, he has a 12th grade education. All right, so we're gonna try to be. We're gonna try to be. We're gonna be gentle. No.
Talking about.
Okay, Bama, I got a simple question in here. Between you, me, and Tiffany, who is the smartest person here? Simple question. Between the three of us, who you think is the smartest?
It ain't y'all.
So who would that leave then?
Oh, that'll leave my buddy Snuggles if he comes up here.
Struggle is trying to struggle to figure out how to pay for the OF. The only.
But remember, Bama, I don't know if you remember the question, but I said there's only 3 people up here. Snuggles isn't here. So, so you answered it wrong, but now your final answer is Bama is the smartest person.
Because I live in the South.
Okay, it's statistically been proven that states in the South have much lower education levels. Like it's red states are not actually developed. Like
are you?
As more
sorry,
states up north. No, it's okay. So
tell him, Tiffany.
You're walking into your. You're walking into your.
I don't hear these damn lies.
You scared him with the facts, Tiffany.
Somebody said
wow.
Bobby Boucher. That's accurate. That's accurate. Anyway.
Wow.
Just I don't want to take too much of your time. That was funny. You can't debate with these people.
No, you crushed him. You did exactly what needed to happen. He said he doesn't want to hear any more of the lies, which means when she called him out on his educational level, right, coming from the South, he knew it, and he ran.
And I just want to leave. I'm going to say this. Listen, Michigan is already turning blue. It already has been. We have the most diverse legislature that we have in decades in Michigan. So the tides are turning. I went to go pick up my Harris Wall sign. They were all out. I'm telling you, in my area, things are happening, and Michigan is going to stay and continue to flip blue, just like these other states that Shay mentioned. So it's happening. And to leave this here, make sure you're doing something, whatever it is, your contribution, because you can make a difference, even if I'm a single parent. I don't have a lot of time, but I can contribute in the ways that I can to make sure that this country keeps progressing forward. Yeah. And by the way, did you peep that I've had Tiffany for the People's been my handle for a minute, and now Kamala has her Kamala for the People.
Hey, I did notice that. That is good. The connection. So that means she's paying attention and listening to what we're saying out here, and people like you, Tiffany for the People, are helping to make that happen. All right, I really do appreciate it.
Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for having me, Zeus. Love y'all.
You're welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Tiffany for the People. No lies detected. That Bama got scared. Bama, you did the right thing to run, all right? Because we don't got all morning to do this, all right? We got folks in here who are serious about getting the truth out here. We don't got time for you and your lies. Nutty Professor, how are you doing?
Wow, there's a lot to unpack this morning. But first of all, Kimmy down in the comments said Michigan isn't turning blue. Georgia and Pennsylvania red, it's over. Kimmy, you shouldn't speak on things that you do not know. First, right. Sir, ma'am, whatever you are, all right? Michigan has turned blue.
Wow.
Michigan has turned blue. So the reason I say this, I am a Michigander. That's what they call us people from Michigan. I'm a Michigander that lives in misery. Michigan was always a state with, maybe we may get a Republican, in the governor's seat, but we didn't have too many Democrats in the governor's seat. But this is the first time in my life Michigan has control. The Democrats have controlled the governor's seat, the attorney general, and the secretary of state, all of whom are women.
Let's go! Thank you, Nutty, for hitting it home. Alicia, thank you.
The fact is that not only did Michigan get the trifecta, they won the government completely. Because now the House of Representatives and the Senate, guess what party controls Michigan?
Tell them.
The Democrats.
Let's go! Yes, hey, thank you.
So you can't say with all of that has transpired. It's not happening. It has happened.
Bingo.
And you're big mad because Big Gretch, the governor, she's actually doing the damn thing. She's actually getting stuff done.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not going to let you throw me off my game.
Tell him.
So, anyway. So, Zeus, good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you,
there's a lot
Jada.
to unpack because you've had a lot of demons in your life today.
Yeah, yesterday they were hiding.
So this is what I don't want Brandon to dox himself. So I don't need your address, Brandon. But Brandon, if you're still listening out there, if you can get a PO box and DM me your PO box, I want to send you a Let's Go Brandon flag. I'm gonna send you one. So let's go, Brandon.
Let's go.
Here's my theory.
What's that?
I'm sure I can get one for like $2 since they're not popular anymore. Since Joe has said that he's gonna retire. So Brandon, let's go. Let's go. Also, I want to ask Jess. Jess, I saw you had a jar of peanut butter this morning. Was that peanut oil you used to cook these demons with? Because I like to cook with peanut oil. See?
Oh, you cook like that? Okay.
I cook like that.
Okay.
So just use peanut oil to cook with this morning. Also for Brandon, you talked about Dodge. And I like I just said, I'm from Michigan. Most of my family works for the big three.
Okay.
And you talked about where was it built? Where was it built? Just because it was built somewhere else, sir, doesn't mean it's being imported. Dodge does not import any vehicles to the United States of America.
Oh. You hear that, Brandon?
Ford doesn't either.
See, I didn't know that.
Stellantis, that used to be Chrysler, Stellantis, it doesn't either. Because do you know why, Zeus?
Why is that?
No dealership, no car company imports to the United States. The United States government imports cars. The government does.
Oh.
And the places that they import from is primarily Mexico, Japan, Canada, South Korea, and Germany. Those are the ones that our government primarily imports from. So, Brandon, if you have an issue with who we import from, then maybe you should don't do something.
You hear that, Brandon? Are you still here? Earth to Brandon, because Brandon, him and his wife, they're probably fighting right now because I called them out. I said, what's going to happen? I said, you're going to surrender your soul to Brandon. And they got into an argument because now they got to talk about that, right? So he's probably left.
Zeus, I got to give it to you. You were pretty funny this morning.
Oh, well, I try my best to help them understand how ridiculous they sound.
Listen, Zeus, you're pretty funny this morning, especially when you were talking to Doc. When you were talking to Doc Holliday, and you said you wanted to talk to the man of the house. Zeus, listen. I didn't even fall on the floor, Zeus. I fell on the floor.
Wow.
I fell on the floor when you said I want to talk to the man of the house, and
Yeah.
you stuck to your guns when you said I want to talk to the man of the house.
Yeah, because he knew what I was talking about. Doc knows. He's not the man of the house. And he knows it. And she knows it.
But Zeus, I want to go way back in the conversation.
Yeah, please.
I want to go way back to Laura. It seems like she was on eons ago, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I want to go back to, did I hear her correctly? And this is no laughing moment.
Go ahead.
Did
Go
I
ahead.
hear her correctly when she said that she was trafficked to Epstein Island?
That's what she got in the box and disclosed. Yes.
And claimed.
Yeah.
So if that is true, and you know, I obviously I'm not anyone's God to know if that's true or not. But if that's true, Miss Laura, then why are you supporting the only candidate that we know visited that same island? The only candidate that we know hung out with the very man the island was named for, because
Thank
it was
you.
his island.
Thank you.
Why are you supporting the only candidate in this race that we know has been found liable for SA, that breaks the law on a consistent basis?
Yep.
This whole prosecutor versus convict,
Yep.
it's a real thing. It's a real thing, because you may not like her laugh, which is weird. You may not like her laugh, but she's laughing at you because you're constantly voting for a man who is a criminal, but yet you say that you believe in law and order.
Bingo.
But you're voting for the criminal.
Thank you.
Please make it make sense, ma'am. And if you are indeed a victim, like you said you are, because you know it is us that say believe victims, right?
Yeah.
But if you are indeed a victim, please, I hope you're seeking the necessary help that you need to, because you will never get over it. So I'm not going to say get over it, because that's
Yeah, you can't say that.
It's
But I
just
think
wrong.
it needs professional help, because I believe the frustration is being taken out on the wrong people. You know what I mean? I don't understand how you could go through that and then sit here, know about Katie Johnson, and support Donald Trump. Makes absolutely no sense to me.
But my point, Zeus, is that TikTok is not the place to seek that help.
Right. Because I'm not a licensed therapist.
TikTok is not the place to seek that help, because I don't. I just find it hard to believe that. Well, no, you know what? Let me just keep that, because I just, maybe it's just a coincidence that we have somebody that has been a true victim of someone that was trafficked to Epstein Island. That
Yeah.
just seems far fetched to me.
Yeah.
That's on TikTok simping for Donald Trump. It's that part. So if you were trafficked to Epstein Island and you still support Donald Trump, we know that there are some issues that you need to work through. We know that there's some issues. And so please seek help. So Zeus, great show.
All right.
So it's been a long time.
Nutty. Brandon is in the chat. He says, "Why did I say Tulsi Gabbard is a traitor?"
Brandon is still here. Let's
Yeah,
go,
he's
Brandon. Can
he's
everyone
here.
say "Let's go, Brandon"? Can we get that in the chat? Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah.
So Tulsi, God rest her soul. Bless her heart. Isn't that what they say in the South? Bless her heart. Bless Tulsi's heart. So when she didn't get reelected to Congress, she knew she wasn't going to get reelected, because the people of Hawaii, they're smarter than her. So she just decided to just go ahead and just leave, right?
Are you listening, Brandon? Listen to what Nutty's going to tell you.
Because she was never a Democrat. And so when Democrats didn't align with her, she left the party. And what did she do? She went and she endorsed, well, not right immediately, but she went and endorsed Donald Trump. How can you leave the Democratic Party and go endorse Donald Trump? It shows you how sick
Double traitor.
She's always been sick in the head, you know, and she did. She served her country. Maybe that, I don't believe she was someone correct me if I'm wrong. She was never combat. Was she combat?
Army Reserved.
but she's never been combat, but which doesn't make a difference. She still served, but she can't claim that her injuries are, her mental injuries are from combat. So how do you leave the Democratic Party and go endorse Donald Trump? You know, she's absolutely on the same line with RFK.
Bingo. There you go, Brandon. That's free education. Go look it up now, Brandon. You know enough. You did your God's work.
Hey, Brandon, can you send me your P.O. box? Because I do want to send you a Let's Go Brandon flag. Because I'm sure I can get one now for like $2, $3 since the MAGAs, they're not buying them up anymore. So I can get one for one for the Lolo.
Tell them. Well,
And
listen, Daddy.
I want to.
You're on your way to Red's funeral, right?
I am. I need to start getting dressed, but
all right. All right. Well, listen, send him our love from the kingdom while you and Shay are there representing my brother. All right. I really do appreciate it. All right. But Zeus does have to. No problem. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Nutty Professor No Lies Detection. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get up out of here. As you can see, I went well into overtime. I'm so sorry to keep you all here this long, but hey, we had a show to do. They tried to silence me, but I bounced back. All right. And yes, we once again have cooked these MAGA demons. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give you all a special round of applause. You didn't have to, but you did. I thank you all, seriously, for surviving this show. I want to also give a special thank you to all of the subscribers, to all of the gifters, to the moderators, and to the panelists that got up here. Not the bad panelists, all right? Not the liars like Bama in the chat. Brandon, these are MAGA demons. There's no hope for them right now. But all right, we're just going to deal with them after. But you all deserve a round of applause. I'm amazing. You're amazing. All right. Now let's deal with the Brandons and the Lauras and the. Who else did I miss? Who else was out there? Did we talk to? Bama, Laura. Who else did we talk to out there, lady? Doc, yeah, we got Doc and the man of the house. Yeah, we got Doc. You know, these are what we call Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom. Yeah. These are what we call Zeus haters, all right? And they're not just my haters. Texas to East Texas. Yes, Shelly, I love you too. These are what we call Zeus haters. And these are not just my haters. These are also your haters. These people get on TikTok day in and day out, and they spread misinformation and disinformation on behalf of Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin. They promote evil, misogyny, bigotry, sedition, traitorous behavior, xenophobia, racist, cult-like behavior on behalf of their orange cult leader, Donald J. Trump. Trust me when I tell you this, folks. These folks are truly the worst of the worst, and they are the scum, and I do mean scum, of the earth. Join me in giving them our final round of, you guessed it, booze and shame.
Silence, you macadamia.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. What a great show! And I really am the most handsome, ladies and gentlemen. Rick, as always, thank you, champ. I appreciate it. Thank you, Rick. We hit our goal, ladies and gentlemen.
Zeus, this is how I sound when I'm talking.
Our goal, CC, I see ya. Yo, Hawk, I see ya. Gen X, Miss Cam, thank you so much. Dutchy, I appreciate you. Alright, Data, thank you so much. Look at that. They got Zeus derangement syndrome. Thank you, Jess. I appreciate you calling that out. DJ, have a great Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Sarah, thank you, Sarah House in the house. It's Friday. Go out there and give them hell, ladies and gentlemen. You know what we do. Alicia, thank you so much. Look at you. You've always been doing such a great job supporting Zeus. All right, I love you, Alicia. Seriously. Queensland, thank you. Heaven, thank you. Jess, keep up the great work. Lena Smith, I knew you were here. Let's go. CC, I'm glad you got your baby back. She's so adorable. Seriously. That's why they call me. Look at that hand. We're gonna get that MAGA demon that you posted. What was his name? James the Range Demon. Oh, do you realize? Do you people realize Trump was the one that helped Epstein? No, Dwayne. Do you realize Donald Trump is a convicted felon? All right, he was impeached twice, indicted 4 times, maybe 5 now after the superseding indictment. Dwayne, get it right. All right, stop living a lie. Annie, thank you so much. Alicia, thank you. You're such a lovely. All right, I really do appreciate it. James, there it is, man. James Weagle. Yeah. Picking on people on TikTok. Disgusting. Miss Cam, thank you. Angel, thank you so much. The jellyfish. Now that's awesome. All right, let's go. We went a little fast what we normally go fast, but you know what? We had to do that for the algorithm. We don't mock people with disabilities. That's totally correct, Ange. But if they got that MAGA demon, we get on them about that ginger. Thank you, ginger. Wow, that barrel's on me. Kimberly Mayo.
Yeah, you know about me.
Get out and vote.
Get wild when we
All right.
Insane asylums.
You know they go
crazy when I say the late great Hannibal Lecter.
You know he doesn't talk about Hannibal Lecter anymore. Ever since we got this audio clip, he doesn't want to give me anymore. But you know what he said?
Insane asylum.
Let's hit him with the Jack Smith remix.
Jack Smith. Insane asylum. Jack Smith. Insane asylum. Jack Smith.
You heard about
Insane asylum. Jack Smith. Insane asylum. Jack Smith. Insane asylum. Jack Smith. They go crazy when I'm deranged. Jack Smith. I wonder what his name used to be. Jack Smith. It sounds so innocent, doesn't it?
It does.
Smith. What's his name? Jack Smith. He's a very nice man.
Jack Smith, he's a very nice man.
He's a behind-the-scenes guy, but his record is absolutely atrocious. Jack Smith. He does political hit jobs. He's... You don't mind if I go off teleprompter for a second, do you?
Oh, yeah. All right.
Did you see Barack Hussein Obama last night?
Did you see
Barack shots? He was taking shots at your president. Did you see Barack Hussein Obama last night? Take little shots. He was taking shots at your president.
That's right.
And so was Michelle. You know, they always say, sir, please stick to policy. Don't get personal. And yet they're getting personal all night long, these people. Do I still have to stick to policy?
You might want to.
Sir, you must stick to policy. You'll win it on the border. You'll win it with inflation. You'll win it with your great military that you built that they gave away $85 billion worth.
Oh.
The stock market is only up because they think I'm going to win. And if we don't win, according to many people, including one of the greatest Wall Street prognosticators,
Doc, I'm playing my soundboard again, Doc. Tell the man at the house I'm playing those sounds that she doesn't
like. If I don't win, you will have a 1929 style depression. Enjoy it. I believe that.
All right.
I believe that.
But let's end on a positive note. Let's listen to our future president.
In many ways, Donald Trump is an unserious man. But the consequences of putting Donald Trump back in the White House are extremely serious. Consider not only the chaos and calamity when he was in office, but also the gravity of what has happened since he lost the last election. Donald Trump tried to throw away your votes. When he failed, he sent an armed mob to the United States Capitol where they assaulted law enforcement officers. When politicians in his own party begged him to call off the mob and send help, he did the opposite. He fanned the flames. And now, for an entirely different set of crimes, He was found guilty of fraud by a jury of everyday Americans and separately found liable for committing sexual abuse. And consider what he intends to do if we give him power again. Consider his explicit intent to set free violent extremists who assaulted those law enforcement officers at the Capitol. His explicit intent to jail journalists, political opponents, and anyone he sees as the enemy. His explicit intent to deploy our active duty military against our own citizens.
Wow.
Consider the power he will have, especially after the United States Supreme Court just ruled that he would be immune from criminal prosecution. Just imagine Donald Trump with no guardrails.
We're not gonna deal with that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. Have a great rest of the day and weekend. I'll see you all next time. Later.